Finish.
And we are live.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Thorough, don't die.
No promises.
Hi, Julie D. Welcome to another episode.
The fuck?
Are you making fun of my character from Chimera Collective?
Oh,
How dare
absolutely,
you.
there, Lassie.
Never mind.
Well
I'm
then.
Scottish. You're not.
How are all of you?
Slowly dying.
Good.
Uh,
All right.
I think the general consensus here is
Yeah. General consensus is
Right.
breathing. Breathing.
the
Or
results
about
are
normal,
still
then.
out on that one.
And I'm not even doing that very well.
So, welcome on back. Because the second week in a row that we've had everyone here back from sickness and death and everything.
Don't jinx us.
Yeah. Right?
Look, if I don't, somebody else is.
Yeah, true.
Flies and slander.
why though?
Because
I realized I hadn't made coffee.
I have a permit.
I have a lot of permits.
So, we're going to pick up right where we left off the last episode with Kemek and Mia still in the basement of Ramshackle Tackle Box, browsing through the remainder of the little black market magic shop that Reginald and his brothers are currently running. When we last left off, not only did Kemek pick up a bag of holding, but they also picked up a bag of hold, which is a rather interesting item as it can hold one thing. But the limitation as to what that one thing is few and far between.
Currently
Can
untested.
carry a body.
But when we left off last time, Kemek, you had just bought 1,000 gold worth of paper and 1,000 gold worth of ink, and then
Yes, sir.
shoved all of that into your bag of holding.
Yep.
Now set to write multiple novels if you wish, and Mia picking up the items that she was interested in. Was there anything else you wanted to do in the shop?
Well, I don't think I think I'm set for a little while at least, but I probably should tell I almost said Kemek. That's me. Hi. I should probably tell
Hey Kemek, there's a cool magic shop over here. Thanks, other Kemek.
Hey, I got a split personality, you don't know.
It's Kemek and other Kemek.
Very
That's
another.
not gonna end well.
We should probably tell Kungaval about this place, considering how he's another magic user and this shop may benefit him.
It's not a bad idea.
Otherwise, I think I have everything for the time being.
Yes, I think I'm good here as well. You're a little bit more familiar with this town than I am. At least you've done a bit more shopping than I have. Have you found a place that might sell history books or books on legends, stories, that sort of stuff?
Legends I didn't particularly look for, but yes, there was a shop earlier that I looked for text. They had a piss poor selection of books, but there was another shop with some knickknacks and the like that had books to choose from.
Would you mind taking me there? If you don't have other plans, of course.
No, I was just gonna find Kunkaval and go back and start studying this this tome that I just received. So It's actually not that far. It's just a couple blocks away.
That would be wonderful.
We'll go ahead and thank the cat people for their help and start keeping an eye out for Kungaval in case I see him on the street, but kind of help escort excuse me, Mia to the bookshop slash kind of random thing. It wasn't the Rackle Tackle box. It wasn't that one. It was just it was a separate shop. I don't even think you gave it a name. It was just like some random shop.
Ramshackle Bacon Tackle.
I mean that too.
Was there another bookstore here?
I was looking for ingredients and some other stuff. I was originally looking for tomes over there, and it
That's
had
right.
like a small selection of books, so I didn't hang out there long, to be honest.
I'm trying to remember what shop that was that you went to.
There was the doll shop, and then there was an odds and ends shop, and then I think there was the Ramshackle Tackle.
Well, Ramshackle Tackle Box is the odds and ends shop. It's
Okay,
pretty much just a grab bag of whatever you could find.
so maybe there was only two.
It might have been that one too. I just remember
Yeah,
I
'cause-
looked up books in a different area because no one had a library, and I asked for a library, and they're like, check here.
Yeah, that would be at Ramshackle Tackle Box. They do have a selection of
Oh,
books.
God.
While it's not expansive, you have been told that Madtown isn't much of a place for the printed word.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, before I leave the store, I just want to peruse their normal stuff real quick again, looking through their books for any books that talk specifically about dragons in any way whatsoever, and then also books that have legends for the area that may talk about myths and creatures of the area, the type of stories that are mythological in nature.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a history, not a history check, but a investigation roll. See if you can't find anything like that.
That's off to a decent start. That's an 18.
18. All right. So there are two books here. A sort of more in-depth fairy tale style book. While it looks like it contains some decent information, it's the cover kind of gives you the feeling that this is more intended for children. You're not sure exactly what sort of information you would pull from it, but it has a bunch of old, folklore tales inside of it. And the other book is this rather beaten up tome. It looks like it's seen a lot of use in its days. The binding is a bit loose. There are a couple sheafs of paper like hanging outside of it. A corner of the front cover of the book looks like it has been bitten off by somebody. And the front cover is just completely worn down. The only words that you can possibly make out are dragon and almanac. But there are you can see that there are spaces in between the two words, giving you a hint that it's not the full title of the book.
Okay, I'm going to hold up those two books and look over at Reginald, I believe it was. How much for these?
They're books. They don't really sell much, so 5 silver a piece.
Done. I'll toss him the 10 silver and be on my way.
Telling the wizard's books aren't worth much.
Look, he's in a town full of people who would rather solve their differences by beating each other with sticks than talking it out.
That's fair.
And you know
fair.
what?
So archaic.
Books not being worth much, that's music to our ears, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. So because I think you've gone to the I don't know why I can't say the goddamn word.
Ramshackle tackle box.
There we go. So I'll inform you of that and actually go and find Kunkaval to kind of inform him of the shop. Now that I know that's the place that we've all been to.
Yep, that's the place you're exiting from right now. That's the one with Reginald and with Stitch and everything at the underground magic shop.
Yeah. So I'll look for Kunkaval and let him know what's going on.
Okay. Kunkaval, you were where? In your room?
Yeah, I had gone to talk to Denma briefly and then left after that. And that was about the time that I think they were starting to head to the shop. And I would have probably just gone back to my room.
Okay. So while you're in your room, is there anything specific that you're taking care of, or are you just winding down?
I will try to progress my sewing skill.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a
I'm
D6
guessing I
roll.
don't have a lot of time though.
It depends on if you're going to ignore, if you're just going to spend the rest of the day in here, or if this is just like a quick study break.
I mean, I don't really have much else to do in the city except go to the shop if she finds me.
Okay.
So maybe we determine if I roll after that.
Okay. So Quebec, if you can go ahead and give me a investigation roll.
Okay. 19.
19. So you wander around the streets a bit. You don't really see or hear any flaps from your little friend. So you assume maybe Kunkaval is back in the inn, being nice and cozy inside either the common room or even in his own room.
Yep, I'll make my way over there and knock on his door.
I will answer.
Oh, good, you're here. There is a shop you have to check out.
Oh, really? Which
It's-
one?
And I'll say in a very, very soft tone, almost a whisper, just go, it is a shop where they sell things that would be of interest to what we do.
He cocks his head because he's not following.
I'll just hold up my tome. These things. These things.
A library?
You are just your healing capabilities.
Oh.
Yes, that.
Which shop?
It is because I can't remember.
Ramshackle tackle box.
That one. Apparently the cats, which we've all met, rotate and turn into humans, I guess. Just let them know you're a friend of mine and Mia's, and they'll show you the other shop entrance.
I am familiar with them. I thought the cat seemed weird.
Well, they can turn into people, apparently.
Okay.
I would go check it out.
Are you coming?
I just came from there. I am going to study in my room for now.
Okay. And he just starts walking and he closes the door behind him. Flap, 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 flap.
And I'll go in my room and start the process because I know it's going to take a few hours and start the process at least of learning my new spell. Because I think it'll take me, what, 4 hours? 5 hours to do it? I
You're
can't remember
you're
right now.
copying your spell over to the spell book.
Yes.
Let's see.
It's a level 3 spell, so I'm trying to remember. It's 2 hours every spell above 1.
The process takes
Every
2 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah, for each level.
6 hours.
Yeah, for each level, spell process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Yep.
But
So,
since
I'm going-
you've already bought the ink for it, you just reduce 150 gold from the 1,000 gold total.
Yep.
The
Yep.
the tome that you held up to Kunkaval, was that your spell book that you held up?
It was, yeah.
What does your spell book look like?
So the front of it, so it's kind of like this burnt red, kind of burgundy color with some faded gold trim, and the front of it has arcane symbols, like the circles kind of intertwining and overlapping each other, with what looks like designs of it almost looks like something an artificer would have, as far as like it's got cogwheels and all kinds of things kind of circling and embellishing around it. And then the back has the same thing, but it does have a skull in the center with that same design and the kind of the cogwheels and all that stuff circling around it.
Nice. I've been waiting for someone else to see it so I could ask that question.
Yeah, it's very kind of like steampunky, wizard steampunk with a little skull on it, because they wanted to add a little bit of flair because they love catacombs, so
I
what
like
they do.
Chemic here over here being an edgelord. Like you
Fuck
open
yeah.
you open the tome and there's a big old Stussy on the inside.
I used to draw my Lucy's with backwards baseball caps.
I still draw Stussies anywhere
Wow.
I can just to watch people like give me weird looks.
That's so middle school. That's so late 1990s. Yeah. Word.
All right, so Kunkaval, you make your way down to the tackle box. And as you walk in, there is Reginald, bright ginger hair and all standing behind the desk, seemingly picking through what looks to be like a small tray of rings.
Hello.
Oh, Kunkaval. How very nice to finally get to meet you. Well, in person, anyway.
Yes, where's Stitch?
Points over to the little black cat kind of curled up on a couple pillows.
Oh, I see. Now Chemic's words make sense. You're going to go over to Stitch as a cat and scritch its head.
And just very, like the moment you make contact with him, there are very loud, audible purrs coming from this cat.
And so while I'm scritching Stitch, Kunkaval will turn to Reginald. I hear you have other things for sale. And he's going to try to do like a wink, but it's big freaking gecko eyes.
So you just lick the eyeball instead?
You just quickly cover one eye and let it go.
Morse code covering your hand over your eye.
Even with how awkward it is, he understands what you're trying to get at. Yes, Chemic said that you may be on your way. If you'd like to take a look, it's downstairs.
Okay. Anything for people like me.
Now, what are people like you?
He's gonna look around real quick. Does he notice anything out of place?
It looks like the normal disjointed shop.
All right.
Like it
Well,
just
more
looks,
like-
it looks like there's like an organized chaos that only the brothers understand.
More like any stray onlookers.
No, it's just you, the cats, and Reginald.
Natural. Divine. And
We actually do have something for you. Come, let's go downstairs and see what we can whip up for you.
flap, 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 flap.
Flap, 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 flap. So
I'm sorry, it's too much fun to say.
So he doesn't take you to the same wall that he's been taking everyone else to. He takes you to a different wall. He kind of pushes his hand into a brick, and it folds the wall, the bricks aside into an indentation, and you can see various what look to be almost holy symbols, some things that would pass for druidic items, a lot of holy symbols. We tend to keep this separate from the more arcane focused merchandise. Sometimes they don't really play well together.
Yes. I understand. Anything of interest. Particular interest.
Well, that would depend on what interests you. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I don't know. I'm from the woods.
I see. What woods specifically?
Howling Forest.
Oh my, you are far from home. Well, as it turns out, we do have an item or two specifically from, no pun intended, your neck of the woods. Walks over and he opens up a small cupboard, and he pulls out about a stick that's about a foot and a half long, that's wrapped in these multiple vines of various colors of green. And he sets it down onto the table in front of you. This is a rather ingenious creation that we got from a druid friend of ours. These vines can extend and grapple those in front of it. Sort of think of like a natural man catcher.
Very interesting.
Let's see. Now, are you said natural, but are you more of a combatant or are you more of a healer?
I can do either, as called for.
Perfect. Well, then may I suggest this helm? And he pulls out this small, looks like bone helm. From the outline and the shape and everything, it looks lizard-like. This helm was brought to us by somebody who did a bit of an excursion into one of the numerous ruins in the Howling Forest. Haven't really been able to unlock all of its secrets, but we do know that it has the ability to provide a bit of healing when necessary.
He'll nod his head excitedly.
Because from the last time we had somebody test this out, it's imbued with a cure wounds spell. Got a couple charges on it that recharge every time you, well, bury it in mud.
Very interesting. Anything to do with the night sky, stars?
Stars. You have one thing. He walks over and he grabs a rather large scroll. He sets it down in front of you, and it makes a weighted thunk as it does. And he opens it up, and it's a completely blank black canvas. And then he just whispers, "Mad Town." And as he says that, the scroll itself begins to illuminate with different stars and patterns. And you can see the progression of the moon and the stars and the sun in like a 24-hour period.
He's basically bouncing up and down.
He goes, "Now, the only thing that you need is the name of the location you wish to see. This will give you information about the stars, about the moons, our sun, but also give you a reading of how the weather is going to be for the next 24 hours. It also gives you detailed information as to the various flora and fauna of an area surrounding the location up to 1 mile."
That's pretty damn good. Yeah, so like I said, he's bouncing up and down. This is really exciting for him.
He goes, "And if you are more of a visual person," and he places his hands on top of it and he lifts it up, and the stars pull off of the map and are like displayed in sort of like a 3D view.
That is so cool, and that goes along with something I was going to try to do anyway, so this is epically awesome. Yeah, he's very interested in all three of these items. How much for everything?
Oh, everything. Ooh, big spender. Well, if you're gonna take everything, I can give you a bit of a discount here. You know, you've been a friend of the shop, and not many times do we get the more healing focused individuals down here. I'd be willing to let everything go for, say, 7,500.
What about this? And he's gonna pull out that vial of phase spider blood that he got from that encounter with the warlock.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do with this?
I can do a great many things with this, especially the amount of venom in this vial. Are you offering a trade?
Interested what you can do. Maybe also add that to purchase.
I can make quite a bit of various concoctions with it. Poisons, potions, decanters, that sort of thing. With this sort of venom, I can make potions of invisibility. I can make a poison that slowly but surely permanently shifts somebody to the ethereal plane. I have ones that if done correctly and applied to the correct item, would allow you to summon spiders. There is much I can do with this.
Summon more spiders?
Oh, yes. It's really quite easy. We just...
Endless food?
Well, it depends on how well you can handle the spiders. I can take this venom and I can change its structure to make it more of a pheromone based thing, to where all you would need to do is activate the item that it's imbued on, and it would call out to any spider for you from, say, anywhere from 100 feet to 2 miles.
And they would be hostile or friendly.
Well, they would naturally first show up because they sense a potential mate. Though once
Could
they
be awkward.
once they see that you are not a potential mate, they may turn aggressive.
Still interesting.
Or if you're willing
Thanks,
to
Fox.
if you're willing to trade it, I can knock off 2,000 off the price of everything else.
We'll do trade. See what you do with it. Maybe we'll buy that.
Oh, leaving it up to me. I've got an idea already in mind.
And Kunkovo puts out his hand for a deal.
And he just gives you a big happy handshake.
He sticks a little when he tries to pull away.
It's like the fur on his hand kind of stands up a little bit.
I hate you guys. Fucking hate you all. Can you like
The details,
lay off the spiders for like fucking 5 minutes? God damn.
Hey, don't worry. His main interest in being able to summon spiders was so that he can eat them.
Yeah. Oh, we have our own pest control.
We have our own spider that eats others' bugs.
So with the trade and everything, it's going to come to 5,500 gold.
Okay, done deal.
The helmet itself requires attunement, as
Okay.
there are other features that have yet to be discovered on it.
So interested in this. He throws 2 charges of healing cure wounds.
Your wounds.
And then Kukovol's gonna I think I bought this here, but there was that little statue that I think maybe cursed.
Which
But
one?
at the time, Stitch was running the shop. Maybe Reginald knows more. Let's see here. I have it under my thing as potentially cursed sculpture. A small snake coiled up around a green gem with a mantis atop the gem. Picked up at Knickknack's shop in Madtown. It felt like it was for me when I touched it. Supposedly from the Howling Forest, so said the person who sold it to the shop. And it felt strangely warm when it was found.
Oh, he sold you that.
What is it?
Curious. Well, in the right environments, those little creatures that you see on it come to life, or can be given life, I should say. And they act as spies for anyone holding the gem. Anything that they see, they hear, you see and hear.
Very interesting.
Though I will say that this is another item that does require one to attune to it. And once you attune to it, the only way to sever said attunement is to shatter the gem. So be careful and be sure that you want to use this before you actually take the process to.
And it works whenever you want?
You have to be in the creature's natural environment for them to be alive. So for your little mantis friend and the snake, any wooded area would do.
Very interesting. We'll consider. Are you aware of anything negative happening from smashing Jim?
I can say that breaking a magic item is never a good thing. Aside from that, it depends on the item itself. It could be anywhere from minor burns to self-immolation to your body just sinks in on itself.
I'll take into consideration. Thank you. And he's gonna nod at him and start walking.
Okay.
And then he's going to go back to his room, and if he's got time, he's going to work on his sewing.
Okay. You definitely have time to work on your sewing. Those of you who are at the training hall in the Hunters Guild, is there anything you're doing after you train?
Hot spring?
Oh yeah, you're going to the hot springs.
Not going to the large bird bath. Probably head back to my room and work a little bit on the jewel crafting stuff.
Yeah. All right. Groudon, is Alistair doing anything? Because I know he was patrolling around town, and it's been a rather boring day. Like everybody in Madtown, for the most part, kind of, minds their manners and doesn't necessarily try to get out of trouble, or try to get in trouble, I should say.
To be honest, I really don't know what he's really doing right now. So just kind of anything interesting happens or something like that. He's just he's in a very boring town.
I mean, with everybody who's armed to the teeth and everything, yeah, there's not much excitement for somebody who's a witch hunter.
Exactly. He's just like, the hell's going on? This place is usually crazy. Now it's just everyone's on their best behavior. Is it because of me?
No, for the most part, Madtown is self-governed. Like everybody has a say in everything, and everybody makes sure that everybody else is on the up and up.
I mean, to be honest, what time of day is it?
Around this time, it's mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon, then I don't know. Maybe he's just gonna wait until that. What the hell is that place called? Till they open the bar or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about Bare Knuckle and Brew.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, they do not open tonight. They're only open on certain nights.
Certain nights. All right. I guess he'll go to the guild and see what's going on there.
Okay. And as you go into the guild, you see a lot of people just winding down after the excursion out to the accident and having the fight with the werewolves. Though it seems that at the moment there is a hunt notification being posted on one of the little sideboards asking for information or the responsible wolf to be brought in on in regards to the slaying of the prisoner the previous night.
I'll take a look at the posting, and I'll just like did it say who was it from, or is it just
It just has the guild seal on it.
the guild seal?
Yeah. This seems to be more of an information gathering mission. Though if you do come across, the individual responsible, feel free to bring them in by any means necessary.
Who knows? They may be closer than we think.
Yeah, who knows?
But I'll keep it in mind, and uh, fuck, I can't think tonight. He'll just keep it in mind, and he'll just go about the area.
Okay. So, while all this is going on in town, Kunkaval, Azure are you two spending the remainder of like the day working on your crafts?
Yeah, I'm good to do that.
Okay, so if that's the case, go ahead and roll me
Yep.
2d6.
Can I also at the same time be attuning to
No,
the
because
bone helm?
you can, because it's not, you're not going to take the entirety of the night. It's pretty much you're taking the remainder of the day to like work on your stuff. So you're still going to have time to spend that hour to attune if you wish.
Yeah, okay. So I will do that.
All right, what'd you get, Raven?
Sorry, I missed how many dice?
2d6.
Goodbye, D6. I will find you later.
Or the cat or the cat will.
She's slacking on her job. 9.
What are the numbers on it? On
5
each one?
and 4.
Okay, so you got a total of 5 and 4. You got a total of 5 successes. And Kukaval,
How many am I rolling?
2d6.
Well, I got a 6 on one and a 4 on the other.
Nice. So a total of 5.
Sweet. Noted.
So as the two of you spend your time inside working on your crafts, and Kemek is working on copying the new spell into their own personal nerd book, Yuriko, you've made a little excursion past the outskirts of town with a shovel in one hand and a certain trident now in your possession. You travel for how long outside of town? Muted.
Sorry. She's gonna take some of her winter gear with her. Because she's not gonna have the cloak of comfort anymore. So she'll probably go like maybe like a half hour.
Okay.
Walking.
So a bit like a nice distance out, but not, going into the danger zone here.
Yeah, I'm close enough to like I can see the outskirts of the town easily, but if I huff it, I can get back and not suffer severe weather damage.
And if anybody sees you, it's like, what is that speck of a person out there? It's like not really like they're going to see much.
Exactly.
Okay. So you walk out for about a half hour, 45 minutes. The cold, thankfully, and surprisingly not too bitter against you, against like any exposed flesh that you may have. It still almost feels comfortable, even when you remove the cloak.
Okay. I am going to use my boomerang and like dig into the snow until I hit She said I just had to bury it in snow. She didn't say I have
Just
to
bury it in the
ground.
snow. Yeah, it needs to be buried in the snow.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna use my boomerang until I get to like actual permafrost.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength roll.
That's not gonna be good. They'd roll. You are gonna be in timeout. That is a 9 total.
9. Okay. So it takes you a bit longer than you expected to get down to permafrost, but you still do it. You spend probably a good 45 minutes digging down and down and down, and it's left you a little bit tired, but you finally hit that permafrost.
Okay. I'm gonna remove the cloak. I'm gonna wrap the trident in the cloak, put it in the hole I dug, cover it, and then I'm gonna use my calligraphy to basically try and like draw out the holy symbol for the Snow Mother.
And by the time you finish this holy symbol, you feel the brand on your arm begin to burn, as almost as if you're being branded once again. And then there's like a very calming cold running over the area as you feel an open surge of power kind of now flowing through you. You've passed the test. Didn't take as much time as I expected it to.
Well,
Color me impressed. But you've fulfilled your end of the bargain. Now I should fulfill mine as I start Elmer Fudding. You now are in possession of my boon. Do with it as you will. But the same restriction still applies. You may not attack the one known as.
that's fine. She's still a mad dog, and I need the mad dogs. I'm pretty sure they'd be at least a little bit peeved if I started attacking other mad dogs, regardless of the reason.
Yes, especially Den Mother. She's not too kind on her own, turning their blades on each other. But
I'll do my best to make sure she doesn't die.
I look forward to seeing how you grow, little hunter. May my boon help you in your journeys.
And like she knows she's like not in the like whatever, wherever, but she'll like bow respectfully to the holy symbol that she made. And then she's just gonna just bundle up and just start, trudging back towards town.
Okay. And as you begin to bundle up, you feel nothing from the cold. Almost as if you don't need to wear your winter clothing at the moment. You won't need that now. Well, for now, I should say. Enjoy a more relaxed journey back to your town.
Thank you. She'll take the winter stuff off just because it's bulky, but she'll hold it. And then when she gets, like maybe
Within viewing distance.
of town, she'll put it back on because trudging around, anytime past noon out that far, just with no protective gear,
right.
is gonna be.
They're just gonna be like, the hell's up with her?
Yeah, what black magic are you using?
Smells like a witch to me.
Yeah, want to avoid all those unnecessary questions.
Okay.
So yeah, she'll head back. Um, and you know what? She's gonna head to the hookah bar.
And just relax in the hookah bar for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean, she really doesn't have any other plans.
Okay.
You know.
So everybody does their thing for the first half of the day, be it shopping and studying or working on personal projects or going through patrols in cities. But you find yourselves spending pretty much the entire day in town doing what you need to do. Azarin, with the completion of the quest, you now have full access to your warlock pacts.
Yay, I already picked my spells.
And you saw the first pack boon you get, right?
Yeah, the extra spells and that other feature.
Mm-hmm. But as the day begins to wind down and night begins to set in, some, if not all of you, begin to feel a bit of a desire for food. I would take it at some point Nalani returned back to the room after the hot springs.
Yeah.
She spent the night there.
It slept in the hot springs. It's fine. Did not come out looking like a prune. No, I went back to
Okay.
the hotel.
So, as you are all sitting there in your rooms, preparing to take on your night tasks, Alistair, there is a knock on your door.
Okay.
Do you answer it?
I guess, sure.
You open the door and there is Den Mother, dressed in more of a casual outfit, not the normal leathers that she's been wearing for the past couple days. No weapon on her whatsoever.
Oh, hello. What do I do the honor?
I have information for you and your friends.
Oh.
We've tracked down the specific location as to where the werewolves are staying. We knew that they were at the Miller's outpost, or the logging camp, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But we were able to pull information from our slain companion by less than nice means that would maybe upset the church. But he gave us the information on their numbers, what to expect around the camp, and specifically as to why they stole the medical supplies, and a description of who killed him. Now this is where it gets a little interesting, but gather your friends together, your companions, if you will. I don't know if you consider them friends, but let's meet in your room and talk this out.
All right. I'll go ahead and I'll start grabbing everyone.
I'm studying. Go away.
Study and go away.
She's studying what? Porn?
Sure.
Milani
Close
doesn't
enough.
read books.
Den mother
when
wants
Kamek-
us mandatory now.
Never get this done. Very reluctantly close the book, bookmark it, of course. Nowhere to leave off and be like, ugh. So I imagine at this point, maybe I got 3 hours done and just be like, ugh. Put the bookmark in and
Graham Crackers, thank you
Let's
for that
go.
raid. Everyone, welcome on in.
Anyone else want to object to Alistair's invitation to his room?
The voluntold
Yes.
invitation.
Voluntold. we're going to have an orgy. Joking.
Can you even find Kunkoval?
I will. I will find you and
Have
I
you-
will carry your ass.
Have you checked
he's
behind
sucked
you?
to the side. Yeah.
I was already in the room when Den Mother came in.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I keep forgetting about Kungaval, so I'm gonna grab everyone except Kungaval because I keep forgetting about him.
That's
so
that's
okay with
fair.
this.
That's fair. I mean, that's
All right.
that's pretty much one of his racial traits anyway. People
Yep.
don't notice him.
So
Yeah.
Whether I'm there or
unless
whether
you
I'm
want
not
me to
there, and
roll
should
for
be.
it, I don't notice the fucker.
No, you could totally say that you don't notice Kunkaval. Or you don't even remember Kunkaval.
I don't even remember him.
Okay.
Oh, fucking fantastic.
So everyone but Kunkaval gathers in Alistair's room, and Den Mother is sitting there, and she already has like the fireplace going, leaning back in a high back chair. She's got on just a very simplistic white dress, her hair in a soft braid, the earthen cracks in her skin kind of giving off an even brighter glow tonight. This everyone.
We missing someone.
Who are we missing?
I'll go get him. Hold on.
I think
Go back.
the lore is that Kemek only like remembers Kunkaval because they're the same height.
Yep. Yep.
She sees too many tall people around her.
Yeah.
Wait, wait for the short
tallest?
one. No, you're not. I'm the
Alright.
tallest.
Azure Claw's already here. We already have the other short one.
Okay.
And I'll knock on the door and be like, "Hey, get out here.
What?
Meeting."
Okay. Flap,
And
flap,
they
flap,
just-
flap,
Flat, 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 flat.
All I hear in the distance is like flap, Berman, flap. That's all I hear.
Yep.
Flat, flap,
Yep.
and permit. Yeah, no,
Sounds about right to me.
honestly, Shadow Fox does have a free pass to jump into any conversation because it's just lore. Nobody notices him.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Just
I will
pops
try
out
not
of
to
nowhere.
abuse
I'll
his
be like,
power.
"Where the hell did you come from?"
Alistair's sitting there having a secret, like,
Conversation.
by meeting, and I'm like, did you want me to leave?
There's just
Holy
like,
crap, get out of here!
there's like an audible crunch from behind him, and he's just eating a handful of bugs.
No, at that point in time, I'll just grab him by the scruff of the neck and just be like, "Leave! Fuck.
We're
I
meeting.
don't have time to babysit you."
We're
So
meeting in Alistair's room, right?
yeah, in Alistair's room,
Alright.
and
No,
he's
he's
got
gonna
he's
take
got
up
the
post.
suite. He's got the suite, so it's a lot nicer than everyone else's room.
Don't judge.
Like he has like a very like large 4-poster bed. There's a built-in fireplace, own like little mini bar. You know, he's got the
Okay.
works in here.
Molly's gonna take a post next to the door. Like, she's not blocking the door, but she's right next to the door.
Okay.
Hey, I got a bodyguard.
As Kemek and Kunkaval sort of flat back into the room.
Oh, I did forget someone.
Den Mother gives a nod. That would be everyone. So, we have a bit of an issue here. Turns out that the Lycans didn't just randomly hit this train to disrupt church affairs or stop some delivery of a statue. They were seeking medical supplies. Medical supplies that they, well, in description from the spirit, desperately needed. A couple of their people, the more elderly, sick with some sort of force-borne plague. They're not entirely sure where it came from, but they're running low on supplies as it is. We're now kind of at an impasse as to what to do with them. While I know for sure now that White Claw is with them, I'm not one to sign death warrants on the innocent, be they human or Lycan or witch or whatever. That's more of the church's prerogative than mine. But I officially can't intervene to ensure that these people are taken care of. Unfortunately, my position does have its restrictions in these matters. But if a certain group of my pups went out and made a judgment call, well, they couldn't really be held responsible for anything now, could they?
Sending us.
I want to send you. Don't get me wrong, I love the rest of the guild, but they're already too well seasoned in, well, the extermination of Lycans and witches and the sorts. I want a fresh pair of eyes on the situation and a fresh set of ideas to decide on what to do with these people.
And you said it was a forest-born plague of some kind.
That's what their healers have come to know it as.
What
Now,
sort of...
I use healers in the loosest term possible. They have no druid, they have no cleric. These are mainly just apothecaries who know the basics to make potions and ointments.
What sort of symptoms were they exhibiting?
No, I knew I forgot to ask that question of the dead.
I'm sorry, of the dead?
Yes. We
Necromancy.
we raised the spirit of the slain Lycan in the camp. We were desperate and needed information, and while since our resident church body, she kind of points over to Alistair, wasn't there, we were free to do as we wished.
Teach me.
I see nothing.
I mean, to be fair, you did see nothing.
Exactly, but I know all. Not really.
No, really, teach me.
Teach you. Well, I can't teach you. I'm not the one who enacted the spell. You would have to talk to... Well, you'd have to talk to Lady White.
I will make a note of this.
Kevik is very, very interested.
All we know is it seems to target the sick and weak. Those of stout body and mind and still are fairly young seem to be immune to it for now.
I see. And did you happen to get any information on how long this has been going on?
From what they told me, far back as they can remember, a month, give or take.
So, given my knowledge of that particular locale and proficiency in medicine, nature, and herbalism, is there anything I can do to try and determine what this might be? And a roll I can make?
There is a roll. There are rolls that you can make using. You could use a medicine check, you can use a nature check, or you can use a history check.
Let's go with a nature on this one. Oh, it's not bad. Actually, that's quite good. That's 21.
There are about 5 forest-born plagues that come to mind that normally will target the weak and the old. Though given the locale and the temperature and the time of year, it's between 2. One is specifically spread between contact, like skin on skin contact between people. It sort of leaves these black pustules that begin to form wherever the skin was touched, and slowly but surely they spread until the infected are no more than a writhing mass of these black, inky, and leaking fungi.
Okay, gross. What's number 2?
Number 2 is it's more of an illness that one gets when they eat contaminated plants. It's while less disgusting, it's definitely the most painful of the two, as it slowly but surely raises the people's body temperature until the liquids inside the body begin to literally boil.
Well, this is going to be an interesting trip, I think.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, I'm fairly familiar with a lot of sicknesses in that particular region, and this sounds like it could be possibly one of 2 possibilities. Neither are very fun, let's say. One is more of a skin-borne illness that results in, well, a writhing mass of ichor, and the other boils you alive from the inside.
Oh yes, neither of those sound fun.
That sounds lovely.
Yes, so if we do head in that direction, nobody touch anything that looks off. I understand how that sounds coming from me. Let's just move past it.
Yeah, you hear like the and like the eye roll hard from Yuriko's direction. Like you could feel like her eyes rolling in her head, looking at you.
I mean, look, me as a professional, she knows what she's talking about.
Yes, so
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Nobody touch anything, and nobody, Kunkaval, eat anything that you aren't familiar with. It's for your own protection.
He looks so disappointed. It's like, oh.
But bugs.
I know, but still.
Actually, you should be fine to do that, because as far as I know, the second one is only
Plants.
spread through contaminated plants. So maybe avoid bugs that are likely to have eaten contaminated plants, but everything else should be fair game.
But bugs eat plants to begin with.
Not all
Certain
of them.
bugs.
Oh, others feed on contaminated blood.
That too. Mosquitoes.
Or contaminated rotting flesh.
You know, just don't eat anything in general. Just
and
don't.
and now one bug spreads the the boil you alive plague with the turn you into a black mushroom mound plague, and now you get boiling mushrooms.
Science has been introduced into D&D.
So this is how Kunkaval becomes a plague druid.
You must wear the plague mask. I don't care.
I already have one character that does. I don't need another.
Who cares? The more the merrier.
Or it could be option 3, which is something entirely unknown to all of us.
Of the ones you do know, how contagious are they? How long do we
Very.
have?
They spread slowly, but consistently. And they spread between carriers quite easily.
Do we know if they can be cured?
Perhaps. But not easily. Not out there in the wild, anyway.
Yet. Mia, you do know that at the moment there is no recorded cure for either of these illnesses.
There's nothing that we can bring with us that's going to help defend against this in that regard. I may have a few ideas that I'm eager to test, but nothing surefire.
Well, let's not touch anything, as you said. And hope for the best.
And if
Where
we
is
do,
this located?
if we do happen to come across this, I would very much like to get a sample as well.
Sorry, you don't want us to touch it, but you're going to touch it to get a sample.
I have ways of obtaining things without touching them.
Are you wearing your gloves right now?
Yes.
Out of character? Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Kunkaval is doing the slow head turn towards Mia, with it just getting more and more cocked as it goes.
You should have been an owl character, sir.
And then it just turns way too much and he just falls on the floor.
Yep.
Oh, right, we technically have permits now. Mage hand. I'll just use a mage hand.
Yes, cast magic. I mean, what?
I've already got how many times each of you has casted a spell this campaign.
That you've seen.
Now,
That
since you are on official guild business, I've gone ahead and put in for a guild. Well, a cart. Let's call it a cart. To be provided to you on this journey. You won't need your own horses. Your own will be, a few will be provided for you. The cart itself should provide protection for those inside of it. And will come with a full stock of food and supplies that you'll need for your journey.
Certainly be useful.
We don't let our pups go empty-handed or unprepared into these situations.
Sure.
Would it be all right if I went into town and requisitioned some supplies that could be loaded up onto this cart?
If you give me a list, I can get them for you. You won't have to pay a dime or a gold.
Even better. And I'll just start putting together a list of mostly things like jars and flasks and stuff, like a crate of flasks and all that.
Pretty much things to collect samples in.
Yeah, collecting samples and storing various collected bits.
Alrighty.
I want fresh herbalism and apothecary supplies.
So pretty much plants and vials and everything for you to be able to concoct potions or salves or anything that you need.
Yep.
All right. Does anyone else have any requests?
Nope.
Not a caster. Don't need any of that weird special
Not
shit.
that I can think of offhand.
I mean, unless they're gonna give us extra potions of healing.
How many potions of healing do you all have right now?
I still have the 2 we got from earlier on in the campaign.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, that's.
I have 1.
Let's
I
see here.
only have 2 from the beginning as well.
All right.
I also have those two.
So
Why don't
Al,
I believe that?
I
Al-
think you're lying.
you'll be
Yeah, I
restocked.
know.
No!
You'll be restocked, so you
Ew.
now have 2.
Okay. I had to use 1 because I got my shit kicked in by slugs.
Yes, you did.
What did you
Brain
learn?
slugs.
They rolled really high.
Yeah, they did. They
Oh,
rolled
that's-
exceptionally high against you. I felt bad.
I'm not
I
sure
was
that's
like,
the
I am
lesson
going to
you're
get
supposed
my
learn.
shit kicked in. This is bullshit.
I
It's
also
okay.
have healing potion.
Okay. So, as you put in your requisitions and whatnot for supplies, we are going to go ahead and we are going to take our first break for the night. And when we get back, we will continue on with the next day with the group setting on out.
I want to talk to Den Mother before everyone leaves.
Okay.
Or actually, after everyone leaves.
All right, we can do that when we get back as well. So, stick with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
fully build a character.
And we're back.
So there's that.
Yay, we're back.
Yay.
Welcome back.
So, before we get into any night activities that anybody may want to do, Alistair, you said you wanted to speak to Dead Mother after everyone left.
Yes. Because he's gonna ask her. He's gonna be like, you mentioned that the spirits knew or had a
It was
visual of who killed him.
a new lichen. One that he didn't recognize by scent. Something about an outsider wandering into camp.
Was there any anything noticeable about the person? Did they say?
It was too quick for them to determine. Just they didn't smell familiar. So we may have a wild card in play here. Just keep an eye out.
All right, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that.
Last thing I need is to have to write a report back to the church letting them know that you died.
I mean, some of them would be very thankful that I'm dead.
Yeah, but we wouldn't.
It'll be fun.
Just make sure it's not too much fun.
I'll try.
She walks by and she kind of like pats you on the shoulder. Take care of yourself, Owl.
You too. I'll try to make it back alive.
That would be nice. And as you all are given your sort of the information for the next part of your mission, we kind of go into the evening phase if there is anything anybody wants or needs to do before the next day.
Yes. I would like to first go back to my room.
Okay.
I'll let everybody know that I'm retiring for the night, and I will see them in the morning. I'll go to my room. I will close the door, and I'm going to make sure nobody can open that door. Where did I put that spell? Ah, there it is. So on the door lock, I am going to cast Bloodbound, which is going to do some damage to me here. It's going to do 2 points of damage to me, and it is going to magically lock that door so that it cannot be unlocked by conventional means.
Knock, but if it's blood magic.
Pretty much, yeah. And the fun thing about this one is that, if like an enemy mage does this to lock something, you can just kill the mage, chop off their hand, and then use their hand to unlock it.
Like a biometric scanner.
Pretty much. And then I would like to have a conversation with Edrit.
Okay. And how are you going about reaching out to Edrit?
The same way I did last time. I'm just going to kind of pace the room like you do when you're on the phone with somebody and you don't really know what to do with yourself, so you wander around your house. And I'm just going to kind of call out in my mind. So, you can hear my thoughts, and apparently you can hear my conversations. Can you see what I see as well?
I can, but I tend not to get that intrusive.
Interesting.
Hearing is all I need.
And how exactly do you accomplish this?
Oh, those little things in your arm do all the work for me. I did mention we were connected.
You did. Are they a part of you, or are you just connected to the same thing that they're connected to?
The latter. I assume your friends told you about that crystal with the being trapped inside of it.
It was mentioned, yes.
The crystals in our body are tied to that.
And what is that exactly?
Not even I know. From time to time, the thing inside whispers into my mind, giving me orders, and will continue to do so until I finally give it. I try to fight it sometimes, as what it wants me to do is not necessarily, well, things I like to do.
I was right then. You are trapped in this predicament just like I am.
Yes. But I've made the most of mine. While I may not agree with what they're ordering me to do, the sooner they're free, sooner I'm free, sooner we're free.
Do you really believe that to be true? Because in my experience, with all the history books anyway that I've read, you know, when a higher power leashes people in order to have them free it usually doesn't take them off the leash afterwards.
The thought has crossed my mind. But one of the benefits to these little crystals, as you'll see as you soon grow into your own, is you can tell when people are lying.
That, admittedly, would be quite handy.
Indeed. Now I don't know if it works on this entity, or if their will is much more stronger than those I have previously encountered. But I'm hoping for the best.
How long, if you don't mind me asking, have you been a part of this collective?
3 months.
That is significantly quicker than I was hoping. The spread of this.
You don't need to worry about it. They spread rather slowly. I just came in contact with them.
I see. And at what point in your infection did you discover you could reach into the minds of others that were connected to this being?
Oh, almost instantaneously. But again, I attribute that to the amount of these things that are protruding from my own body.
Sure, if I see that VHS right here, I actually don't have any.
Well,
VHS, wait, what?
Oh, sorry.
apparently we're connected to somebody else as well.
The
Would you
FBI is
mind?
listening in.
Always listening. Would you mind if I tried to prod into your mind?
That would be dangerous.
This whole thing is dangerous. If you say no, I won't do it.
It's less that I care, and more that it may be deadly.
perhaps we should investigate it a little further before I try.
That would be the smart thing, yes.
Well,
I
you've
would
given
hate
me
to have my first harbinger suddenly fall dead because they tried to read my mind.
I told you before, I am a harbinger for no one.
That's not the title I'm giving you. That's the title the thing in the crystal is. I have no say over it. So, as much as you may dislike it, that's what I have to refer to you as.
Well, it can call me that all at once, but it simply isn't what I am.
Not yet, anyway. Your mind is still mostly your own.
And will remain so. I'm working on a way to free us from this.
Well, I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate it. You have been a great help already. Perhaps, actually, you could help me out with one other thing. It seems that when I touch a creature that has been slain, I take in a part of it. It becomes...
Oh,
I thought it was just an undead thing. Apparently, that's not the case.
Oh no, it's just a corpse. You touch a corpse and you are going to gain something from it.
Okay, how do I get rid of these things that I've gained?
I'll let you know when I find out.
Oh, lovely. Have you found out by any chance at least how to control them?
Oh,
Because I
they're
may have eaten a guy.
I'm sorry.
I touched a dead werewolf, and
Ooh.
when I woke up in the morning, our prisoner was not of this plane anymore.
So you're not a mad dog anymore. You're a wild dog.
Let's not go around saying that too loudly.
Nobody can hear me.
Except
Well, we don't actually know that, do we?
Check. Anyone? Can you hear me? Hello? Now we're good.
I bet they could just be... Oh god, he's been here the whole time.
Kook of all just like it can even sneak into people's minds.
No, that mind connection ended.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, there was an incident, and I would like to avoid further incidents.
Well, and I would quickly find a cure for your little onset of lycanthropy. I don't know anything about that.
Right. Well, I am working on it, and once I find it, I will let you know how it goes.
You have fun with that.
I will, I'm sure. One last question. Where are you?
Right now, or in like a philosophical state?
I try to avoid philosophy when I can. Where do you call home?
I don't have one.
Where do you make residence? When you need to sleep at night, assuming you sleep at night, where do you lay down?
I don't sleep. I cannot sleep.
Troubling.
I am forever awake.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, it's quite maddening.
Is this a new thing, or is this a normal thing for you?
Happened about 6 months into this whole ordeal. Let's say I ate the wrong individuals, and well, now I don't sleep anymore.
So I'm not
I
the only
don't-
one that touches people after they've died, it sounds like.
I don't feel exhaustion.
Well, when we met, assuming that visage that you showed me was actually how you look, it seems you are a little bit on the undead side of things. So no exhaustion, I suppose, makes sense.
Yeah, that's let's just say eating a couple whites wasn't the best idea.
Don't eat something that's undead. That's insanity.
Look, I was hungry, things were moving around down on the ground. I didn't know what they were.
That's no reason to go around eating things.
Yeah, Zale never said such a thing.
Lies.
Hopefully, once all this is done, either I get him out of that crystal or you find a way to free us of this. Maybe I'll be able to sleep for a couple millennia.
Perhaps. I will keep you appraised of the situation. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me again. I have some reading to do for the rest of the night.
You caught me on one of my saner moments tonight.
Hopefully I will catch you on many more.
Here's hoping, or I may try to fuck with you again.
I'll keep that in mind. At that point, I'm just going to, I think, sit on my bed, light a lantern, and start reading that language book on Goblinoid that I picked up.
All right, so you're going to try to learn Goblinoid?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's make the language a 25 round clock.
Okay. I don't imagine we have a whole lot of time before we have to sleep tonight, so just a couple hours maybe I'll spend.
Okay. How long exactly are you going to spend on this?
Well, I do still want a full night's rest, and I'll have to break for dinner at some point, so whatever time is left over after that.
Okay. Probably say you can get at least a d6 roll in then.
That's going to be a 3 on the d6.
All right, so that's 2 successes.
How much time do we have between that meeting and when we should be thinking about going to bed?
You were called in probably around 6-7 o'clock for the meeting, so you've got some time still.
Okay. I will go ahead and finish up the last 3 hours working on my spell, and then that probably gives me about a couple extra hours before sleep to start reading from my language book.
Yep.
So, 2 hours, how many dice would I need to roll? Just the one?
Just the one. What language are you trying to learn right now?
I'm just learning High Elven.
Okay.
I think that's the only book. Let me see. Yeah, that's the only language book I have right now.
Gotcha.
Ooh, I got a 6.
Nice. That's 3 successes.
Ooh. And that's what I'm doing before I go to bed.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
It's probably going.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you good.
No, you.
Fine. Nalani just wants to go really for a walk. We've been in one general location for a while, and she doesn't like it. So she's just gonna go wandering around. Mostly in town. Unless something catches her eye, and then she'll wander outside of town, but not far.
Okay.
Just needs to move.
Just needs to move. I gotcha. Alrighty, can you roll me percentiles?
Sure. 61.
Oh, you have a nice relaxing time outside, walking around town, stretching your legs. Nothing jumps out to kill you, tries to attack you, tries to rob you. You see a couple people often like out and about in town. A lot of people over at Firelight Facade having their evening meals. But it's just another peaceful night in Madtown.
Hmm. Do I know if there's any blacksmiths in town?
Yes, you do know there is one blacksmith that is in town.
Okay. Assuming they're closed, she's just going to keep on
Yeah.
her walk.
They're not really open at the moment.
Yeah. It's late.
I'm gonna actually have to open up my information here.
Oh, no.
Well, no, because I have a feeling that Nolani's gonna want to stop by the blacksmith before heading out tomorrow.
Probably.
Yep. Yeah, so the blacksmith is called Ballad of Blades.
That's a cool name.
I like that. Okay. Take note of the shop and then just continue her walk.
Okay. Was Kukaval doing anything?
Yes, I will go back to Den Mother. Don't worry, Mia. It's not about you time. I'll go back to Den Mother and see if she's in her office.
She is not.
I will try to find her.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
Can I argue a survival for tracking?
Sure.
Okay. Because that's a +7 as opposed to a +0.
Probably a good idea because you're gonna need one hell of a roll.
Yeah, well, it may not make it with you saying that. 16?
Try as you might, you only find Den Mother as she's walking back into town.
Okay. But I still found her.
You still found her.
Yay. Okay. Just flap, flap, flap up to her. Hi.
Kunkaval. Ooh, can I help you?
Yes. I made promise to the Dragonborn at the restaurant to get them white flowers from certain area.
Do you have the name of these?
I don't. That flower, sorry. I actually don't think they gave me the name. They just gave me a description.
They gave you a description.
But they told me about this area, and it was near where we were when the werewolves attacked. But need to know, is it on the way to where we're going now?
That would most definitely depend on what area you need to go to.
For mission you just gave.
No, I mean where the flowers are located.
Yeah, it was somewhere. It was somewhere near.
It was a hot spring.
where we. Yeah.
Oh. I know of the place. It's a bit of a sidetrack, but it shouldn't take too long to get to it before heading into the forest or when you're heading home from the forest.
Does it have a name, this place?
Not that I know of. I think we just call it one of our numerous hot springs.
Okay. Well, I made a promise. I want to keep it.
As you should. Promises are good.
Should I know anything about this area?
Well, if legend is true, there is a water nymph that resides in these hot springs.
Do I know much about nymphs?
Give me an Arcana roll.
Is there a nymph
Arcana,
iguana?
sure. Hey, 18 on the die for 18.
18 on the die for 18.
Hey,
You know that they're fey-like spirits of nature, though they tend to be a bit mischievous and at sometimes even deadly to unsuspecting passersby.
All right. Good to know. May need to be extra careful. Anything else?
She kind of like rubs the back of her hand, and as she does, like you can see that there's a small pendant like kind of like interlaced around her fingers, and a small vial of red liquid hanging from the ends. Can't really tell you. I don't tend to go to those hot springs. If I need a soak, I just use the guild hall.
Okay. Good to know. What direction should I travel? Get there from where we're headed.
Well, if you were to head there first, you would head northeast from town. If you were to head there after taking care of the situation in the forest, you would head east by southeast from the forest.
I'm thinking to go after we finish mission. People in need.
I would agree. If you'll excuse me, I must get going. It's been a rather long night.
Rest well. Give Scratchy scritches from Kunkovo.
I will.
And he'll turn around and start flapping away. Do I have any idea what that pendant thingy was?
I don't think you would. Though, just at a quick glance, it looked like the red liquid inside of it was blood.
Okay. I'm going to then go knock on Anya's door after that encounter.
And Mia, as soon as you finish your conversation with Etrin, there's a knock at the door.
Who is it?
Kunkovo.
Who? No, I'm kidding. I'll go to the door, wave my hand across the lock, the arcane lock, so it opens up. And I'll open the door. What can I do for you?
Have question. Think you might know about thing Kunko saw.
Possibly. Come in. I'll kind of stand aside, holding the door open. After he flaps his way in, I'll close the door, wave my hand again so it locks. How can I help?
Just spoke to the other again. Saw item. Not sure what it was. And I'll describe the item: bracelet with a pendant, vial with red liquid. Think it might be blood. Does that sound familiar at all?
Is there a relevant check that I can do? See if this sort of thing is familiar to me.
What skill would you like to use?
I'm
I'm gonna leave
guess
this one. I'm gonna leave this one open to you.
I think her first instinct would be to kind of go through her knowledge of the arcane to see if that relates to anything that she knows of.
Okay.
Oh, it was on the nat 20 for half a second.
Hmm?
Instead, that is going to be a 16 plus 24.
From the description of it, it almost sounds as if he's describing some form of like blood phylactery.
Well, I think without seeing it and handling it myself, I can't really give you anything definitive, but it sounds like it might be some sort of. Are you, are you aware of what a phylactery is?
Pretty sure he's got no idea.
Okay. Sometimes
No.
those of the arcane persuasion create little contraptions that are able to either house a portion of themselves or act as a type of containment for power of varying degrees. That sort of sounds like what this might be, but again, without seeing it and handling it myself, I couldn't say for sure.
Wonder why Denver would have something like that.
I may also just be reading into it too far. It could just be ornamental, or perhaps it is blood in there, but the blood of somebody else, and she uses it for tracking.
Perhaps. Still, very interesting.
A lot of the methods of these mad dogs are quite interesting.
How is your friend?
Well, I had an interesting conversation before you arrived. I believe I was correct in my assumption that my friend is trapped in this predicament just as I am. And that creature, that figure that you saw trapped within the crystal, that is the mastermind behind it.
That one will be hard to get to.
Yes, very. My hope is that we won't even have to attempt to get to it, and I will find a way to release myself from these bindings and release my new friend as well. But that is
Yes.
some time down the road, I think.
Hopefully, not need to get close to it. Many familiars died for this information.
Yes, and that is extremely concerning. Terrifying, even. But it's a start. and that's more than I had yesterday, and tomorrow I will have more than I had today.
Yes. More information is needed.
Indeed, and more tests need to be run as well.
Also, spoke to Den Mother about might happen to those who need curse removed. Higher up church officials needed.
I was afraid that would be the case. But
Not sure Mad Dog protection extends that far.
if church officials are capable of performing such rituals or magics or whatever it is that they do, then that means other people can do it as well. We just have to find who or find out how.
Maybe Lady White might be able to give more information. She seems to dabble in unorthodox, non-church related magics.
She does. Have you had much interaction with her at all?
No more than you.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about her that seemed off to me. Like the way everyone speaks about her and the interactions we've had, uh, she seems quite capable and knowledgeable, but I don't know, there's just this underlying tone about how people talk that makes me weary.
Hag did mention Lady White by name. Don't know if it was false or true. Don't know what the relationship, if any, but unsettling, perhaps.
Would you mind accompanying me in the morning, Kunkaval? Perhaps we can have a conversation with this Lady White.
Okay.
We very much appreciate it. I don't wish to go there alone, and you are quite capable, as I have seen on countless occasions. And quite disarming as well. Something about you, I can't figure it out.
Cocks his head and licks an eyeball.
Yes, that right there.
Okay, try to get sleep. You, I think, need it more than the rest.
I don't disagree with you, though there is still a lot of reading and a lot of thinking to do before the night is out, but I will get some rest.
I cast sleep at 5th level. No.
And I'm a wizard, so I have no HP. I just fall to the ground.
Don't belittle us so harshly.
Cast sleep. Draw on their face.
little ants and centipedes and Kunkaval will nod and give a little wave. Okay, good night. And he turns around and goes to walk out the door.
Oh, sorry, let me get that for you. Just kind of rush in front of him and open up the lock and then open the door.
Was about to get nuked for walking out.
I was gonna say it's like you go to open the door and the door stabs you.
I'll go back to my room if I have any time left. I'll work. So.
I don't think you would have any time left after that.
Totally fair.
Is anybody else wanting to do anything for the remainder of tonight before we go into the next day?
Nope. As you're close, still happily working away.
Okay. So, Azure Claw, if you're working away on the remainder of the night, go ahead and give me another d6.
3.
3. That's 2 successes. So, as night passes, Mia, can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Are you sure you don't want an intelligence saving throw?
I am most positive I don't want an intelligence saving throw.
I mean, we're only level 4, so a 12 is a good roll, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You make me sad.
My wisdom makes me sad.
I make
So-
you sad.
I'm with you.
Everyone,
Yes.
night doesn't pass without an instance, I should say. As you are
You mean instant?
No, an instance. It's a dungeon
Oh,
now.
okay.
I think he means incident.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
As you are all sleeping, about 3 or 4 hours into your sleep, you begin to hear audible screams of pain coming from Mia's room. And then almost what sounds like a howl, and then a window breaking.
I forgot about the
Immediately
window.
rush in.
How long does that
Well-
how long does that blood lock last?
Until dispelled.
Until
Ooh.
dispelled.
Well, let's
That
take a
cat's
look
out of the
here.
bag.
All right, so you,
Okay,
Kimmick, how much damage does Kimmick take?
Doesn't take any. It's just like near impossible to open.
All right, so Kimmick, you come to the door and it's jammed. Like, you try your best to try to get it open. You can see kind of like a soft like coat of blood sort of like oozing slowly out of the lock, but then like going like slurping back into it.
I would like to punch the door.
Oh, God damn it, you dumb feather brain. And I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna go outside and find her window and see if I can follow the trail.
I feel like at this point Nalani's following Kimmick.
Okay. Al, if you want to try to punch the door, go ahead and give me an attack roll
Yes.
against the door.
Sure. I would love to. And if willing, I will ora the f out of this door.
Go ahead and make an attack.
All right. All right, thank you. Give me a sec here. First off, I gotta find my freaking sheet. Where'd you go? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Where's my sheet? Where did I put my sheet? You dumb idiot.
It's in roll 20.
I know. I'm trying to. I have too many tabs. There it is. Okay.
Oh, I know that feel.
All right. There we go. You click my character. You. Okay. I just needed to know what my plus was. 19.
So you throw punch after punch after punch into this door, and it is doing no damage to the wood, as there's just some ungodly reinforcement preventing it from being knocked down.
All right. Plan failed. Going outside. Figure out what the hell happened.
What are the rest of you all doing?
I would like to have followed Nalani and Kimmick.
Okay. What about Azure Claw and Yuriko?
Oh, follow Nalani and Kemek, honestly, because they seem to have a firm grasp of what's going on.
Yuriko will watch and see if anything horrible happens to Al when he punches the door.
Nothing bad happens to him. It's just he's throwing punches at the door, and the door is not coming down like a normal wooden door would.
Now this is a hallway, right?
Yeah, this is a hallway.
Is there a window at the end of the hallway?
There is.
I'd like to go to that window and open the window and look at Mia's room.
Okay.
Towards Mia's room.
So as you open the window and everybody's going downstairs and circling around, you all see that the window has been broken. But from how the glass has shattered outwards, this was broken from the inside of the room. So you can also see trails of blood and what looked to be large foot pad prints on the ground, like in the fresh snow on the ground, running off out of town.
So look to be a way to scale the outside of the building out back here to see if she's still injured inside the room. So there's only one set of tracks. She might still be up there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could most definitely, if you're trying to climb it, you can give me an athletics roll.
All right.
Nalani, you don't have to do that.
Why? She could be injured up there.
No, I know what happened. I know what happened.
You care to share?
You know how when she touches shit, she gains a piece of it?
Hadn't
Just
really
like
noticed.
the eye stalk coming out.
Thought that was a
Yeah.
one-time thing.
Well, you would think. She touched the damn lichen earlier. So now she has the curse. It's linked to this stupid spell or crystal, whatever is happening to her. So I'm sure it's only temporary, but as of right now, she's a werewolf. We need to track her down and make sure she's not going to harm people, I guess.
Can you talk on the way?
Well,
Like,
Nalani's a
Kunkavoll-
great tracker.
Kunkavoll will get on all fours and turn into a dire wolf.
Okay.
Or you could do that. Yeah, that works too.
That's
All
a
right.
better tracker.
Now I have to I have to ask, when the dire wolf runs, do the foot pads make the flat flap?
Obviously.
It also licks its own eye.
He can't control it very well, so it's not actually paw pads, it's flaps. It's actually like
considering how canines run, it wouldn't be flap, flap, flap. It'd be like flap, flap,
No.
flap, 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 flap.
Flap is there regardless.
The flap is there. It's just, there's a different cadence.
It's a different pattern.
So, Kunkavoll gets on all fours and his clothes, like as his body expands and fur starts to come out, his clothes meld into that form as well. And he just grows into this large dire wolf. And he kind of like motions for Nalani and Kemek to hop on.
I don't think you can carry me.
You're not a large creature. You're a medium creature.
True. Alright. If he's motioning for it, hell yeah.
And Kemek is small.
Yeah, Nalani's got to like sort of like tuck herself down, like the legs up and everything, like she's riding a motorcycle, but she can most definitely get onto the dire wolf Kunkavoll.
I feel like that makes a pocket for Kemek to sit in where she doesn't get much wind resistance. And they don't get much wind resistance.
So are we there when Kemek talked to Nalani about
Yeah, you're all down there.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do something about those crystals.
So yeah, I'm going to start running the direction of the tracks, and as needed, I will use my nose and hearing to try to further track.
Okay. Go ahead and give me
And
a
I'm doing full movement.
full movement, all that
speed
stuff.
of 50.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Okay, so
We
first
keep
one's
an-
19.
19. Nice. What was that, Nalani?
Never mind, he already rolled. I was gonna say if we could help him by keeping an eye out from his back,
Right.
but
I already get advantage.
And I take it
Okay.
everyone else is running after Unkaval.
Does this pass by the stables?
Not necessarily, but you could make the trip to go back to get your horse before, heading out.
Yuriko would do that.
Okay.
Alistair will
Mr.
not be
Sputnik, thank you
following.
for that raid.
Ooh, look at that. It's kinda
Everyone,
girthy.
welcome on in. Al's not gonna. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Al's just like, I'm not paid for this. All right. So it doesn't take too long for all of you to catch up to this werewolf, as it seems to be flailing around, running aimlessly in random directions, holding onto its head. As you can see, the large crystals kind of jutting out of the back of one of its claws. And as it begins to frantically look around, you can see that eye stalk kind of whipping around it in confusion. And every now and then, just a beam shoots out of the eye stalk.
oh god. Do we
Considering that can
see
be
where she's
disintegrate,
heading?
That's uncomfortable.
You all have a visual. You have visual on her now, because she's sort of running in random directions and then stopping, and it's almost as if she's trying to fight with herself at the moment.
Well, we could knock her out, but to be completely honest, this is gonna happen until we can do something about it. I have finished copying a spell that may help, but require more training before I can actually implement it.
So while she's saying that, I'm still running full speed at her.
Okay. Is there anything that you are doing in regards to yeah, oh, that's a large creature, never mind. Are you sprinting at her, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I haven't stopped, so I don't know if they want to jump off, but
Onyx holding on.
All right. So what we're gonna have to do then?
Smell initiative.
The worst part is this is gonna happen every night until we get this shit done.
Who the hell
I mean,
is
if I
there?
could make a wisdom save for the life of me, then I think we'd be okay, but I can't. So
No, you can't.
Might be for the life of someone else if we're not careful.
We'll just chain her into a wine cellar or something. We'll be all right.
Yeah, that always ends well.
Because that's worked so well every other time it's ever been done.
I mean, if you take the chains off and let her run around like a crazy woman inside the cellar, then yeah. Some heavy
You know what?
silver
I'm gonna go back to
chains.
that magic shop and I'm gonna get the immovable rod and just chain it to her bed so you can put a leash on her
yeah, the other thing is if
Nice.
until
we
we
can
get
find,
this shit fixed.
if we can find the iron bands of Bolaro, I think is what the item is called. That basically just wraps you in iron bands that can't be broken. Just put that on myself every night and we'll be fine.
Chain you up like a dog.
But that's demeaning.
Well, it'll come
Stop
in handy in
touching
the
shit,
future.
and then it
Yeah,
won't be
stop
demeaning
touching
anymore. That's the
But
price you
I
pay.
don't want to learn
We
a
still-
lesson.
We still have not tested the theory just yet if the gloves actually do work, if it's skin contact or just contact.
We also haven't tested the theory if we just chop that fucking hand off, that everything goes back to normal.
All right.
I think we did learn that wouldn't work.
Can we go ahead and get initiative here?
Because it's all throughout her system. It's not just the visible crystals.
I think they're just a catalyst.
Jesus. Okay.
Is there a possibility that there's a surprise run in this because she hasn't noticed us charging at her yet?
I'm going to say no due to the ice stock.
Yeah.
That is totally fair.
It's dumb bird.
Oh, oops.
Sorry, did you call me a bird?
You got
Oh,
wings that go flap, flap,
You know what?
right?
Give me a sec. I need to give you access to the direwolf sheet.
I've got the stats right in front of me, but if you want to do that, that works for me too.
Well, that way you can also control the token. There you go.
Oh. Okay.
So this is Upper
Nice.
Kuhnkeval right now.
I've yet to figure out how I want to distinguish my wild shapes so that I.
Oh,
look
you
a
know
little
what? It'd
different
probably
than
be a
the
good
natural
idea if I
thing.
take the
No
stream
eyelids.
to the map. Sorry, everyone.
No eyelids, so all these animals just
Oh,
are bug-eyed
no.
and staring at you.
That's just
Oh, dear God.
creepy. You're like Hey
You have the
Hey
wrong
from
tongue.
Moana. You just
Nope.
stare wide-eyed like Hey Hey.
Yep.
Thanks for clearing up on what Kunkavol looks like, because I thought that Kunkavol was the woman in that.
Oh.
Ah, you.
Alrighty. Oh wait, I gotta.
Delicious.
So we're waiting on Direwolf.
Oh, I put in my initiative. So
Oh, are you?
Put it-
Oh, you know what? Go ahead and we'll just use Kunkkavol's initiative then.
yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna start off with Werewolf Mia here.
Fuck him up, Mia.
I don't have a choice.
I know.
Do it.
So, seeing everyone charge towards her, Mia sort of swirls around. You could see the crystals on the back of her hand sort of pulse out as she just lets out this agonizing shriek. Though nobody is within range of it, so nobody's going to take damage that turn. But as this is going on, a laser or an I-beam from that stock sort of whips over, firing towards the giant direwolf here. Laser, but it goes wide.
Laser.
Like it lands probably a good 15 feet in front of you. But you can see the what do you call it? The snow sort of melted away with this long black line trailing where the I-beam struck.
Nope.
Let's see.
Me no likey.
That was a death beam I ever saw one.
And she's afterwards, she just randomly runs south.
What the fuck?
Kemek.
We're outside the city though, right?
Yes, you are outside the city.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, Kemek is contemplating to pursuit or just be like, it's gonna happen every night. We don't need to do this every night.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Please.
Wishing I had hold person at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Who? Yeah, no, I want to try to knock her out. I'm pretty sure she's well within my range. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's my token. I don't want to move my token. I want to... Yep, okay. So Kemek is gonna go ahead and take out the rib bone that she took from the werewolf the other day, and she's gonna go ahead and whisper some words, some arcane words into the bone, and then kind of slash it across the air as if it was a knife. And you see this big red glowing line just rush across like a blade towards her as I cast Lacerate. They need to make a Constitution saving throw.
You need. Oh, yeah, that's me. Never, hold on.
That's you.
I need to pull. I need to pull up the character sheet. I'm like sitting here like I'm waiting, Mia. Constitution saving throw, you say?
Yes.
That will be a 15.
Well, that is the exact number you needed. You did not epic fail, which is slightly unfortunate. I really want to see that epic fail at some point with this spell. But that's okay. That just means you take half damage and you're not bleeding out. So, 4d8.
Hooray.
Let's see here. Oh god, I gotta start whipping out my d8s. Woo. Ouch. Okay, hold on. Okay, half of 25 slashing damage.
Half of 25 slashing damage. So that would be
12.
12. So Mia, take 12 HP damage.
Okay.
And oh god, I don't know what. I guess I'll hop off and get maybe like 10 feet closer. Yeah. And I think why not? I'll go ahead and actually before I hop off, I will go ahead and I will actually tap Kukavol, and arcanic energy goes around him as I spend 2 temporal points to give him a boost in his AC.
Ooh.
So you get a +2 to your AC for the next minute.
Ooh. And I assume because that's a spell being held by somebody else, that transfers over if I lose wild shape.
It's good for a whole minute to your AC. It's not specific to a creature. It's you. So
That's
if you
pretty sick.
if you turn back to your flap form within that minute, then it's still applies to your AC.
Me likey.
All right.
That's my bonus action, and that is what I'm doing.
Okay. Azure Claw.
Oh god. Small cat, I need you to sit. Sit.
Nope.
Okay.
I do what I want, human.
You do not tell the cat what to do.
Meow.
Oh. Okay. Well, since we're still using the squish tokens.
Oh yeah, we are using the squish token still. I mean, what?
Oh, I knew I had something to remind you about.
You know what? We're gonna wing Mia. See if it works. I'm sorry. Mostly.
I'm sorry. Kind of.
Just don't crit.
This is completely, absolutely your own fault.
I mean, yeah.
I have range on these somewhere.
The javelin's 60 feet?
Yeah, javelins are 60.
I'm
I know
assuming that's
for
what
a
you're
fact
using.
you have at least 30.
Yeah, javelins are
Yeah.
the long range ones, so. We are going to take aim and see if I can wing Mia to at least slow her down a little bit.
You
Just
can do
hoping
this.
You don't have great AC. Eh. Only an 11 at this point.
An 11 will not hit.
Sadly, that is all I can do. Maybe I got her attention, though.
Kunkaval.
Okay. Tell me if I can do this, because I want to do a quote unquote bite attack charging at her, which adds the modifier that she might get knocked prone, but I kind of want to make this more of a bull rush kind of deal.
So,
or do I have to do the bite?
The
Like
bite, the
what I'm
bite is
thinking
a
is
part
full on
of
charge.
the bite is part of that kit for it. So you would still need to make the bite attack.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna do that then. And Nalani is coming on the journey with me.
I don't really have another option, though. It does get me in range, so I'm happy with it.
I mean, you could tuck and roll, but I mean, why would you if it does get you in range?
Yeah.
And because Nalani's on my back, I get pack tactics.
Nix.
I don't.
Oh, you clever
I
bitch.
don't.
She's
I
in
don't.
threat.
I don't think Pat Tactics applies while you're in wild shape, though.
No, it's pack tactics
Direwolf
because
has
of
pack
wolf.
tactics.
Oh, the wolves have pack
Wolf.
tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah, since she is riding you, that would technically implore pack tactics.
And no matter where you put me on, I'm in threat range because I have a 10-foot reach.
Okay.
I think you specifically have to be within 5 feet. It doesn't matter if you have reach.
Yeah, it's
No, you
within
have-
it's
you
within
have to
the
be
target's
threatening.
threat range.
Still fine.
So yeah, that's an 18 on the die for
Yep.
a total. Okay. So please make a strength saving throw to not be knocked prone.
That is going to be a 22 natural 20.
Well, hell frickin' yeah, I don't get knocked prone. All right, so 2d6 bite damage, 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage. And that's going to be a total of 10 piercing damage, and they're big bad wolf on top of you. With angry half giant on his back.
All right.
Assuming it's using Mia's HP, she's looking real bad.
Nalani.
Well, I'm just going to roll off the back of the wolf so I end up over here. Doesn't matter. And as I do, I'll let the glaive bite into my skin a little bit to activate the Rite of the Dawn.
Okay.
For a very specific reason. I want to attempt to cut off the eye stalk, or at least aim my attack for the eye stalk itself.
You
and
most
at least
definitely
take that
can.
out of play.
You most definitely can. So
Alright.
the way that this works is, if you are looking to sever an appendage like the eye stalk, you would have to just make an attack against Mia, and if you hit, if you do a certain amount of HP damage, it severs the eye stalk.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a 25. And I would say non-lethal, but I am attempting to cut this off, so it's lethal.
Let's
admit.
That's more than double the wolf's armor class.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be... Well, that's pretty good. That's max damage on the glaive. That's 14 slashing and 3 radiant.
Yeah, and that eye stalk
Unless
goes...
it counts as undead.
It does not count as undead. The eye stalk goes flying. And like, again, you see like this green blood kind of spraying out the back of it as it hits the ground and just starts like curling up on itself as it's slowly dying.
Yeah, I didn't want that into play anymore. And that's my turn.
So that would reduce Mia's HP to 0,
Okay.
assuming that damage transfers.
That damage does transfer. So as Mia falls, I need Kunkaval, Nolani, and Chemic. You give me wisdom saving throws.
Not Azure Claw.
No, yeah, I'm sorry, Azure Claw 2.
Okay.
I'm like,
Sorry, what kind of saves?
Wisdom.
This is wisdom. I'm using the big die.
17.
Nice.
Unlike Mia, my wisdom is better.
All right, so I'm gonna go one
Whoa.
person. I'm gonna go one person at a time here. So, Chemic
17.
17. You are going to take 10 points of psychic damage. Azure Claw,
11.
you're going to take 21 points of psychic damage.
Totally fine.
Kunkaval,
Dirty 20.
30-20, you will take 11 points of psychic damage. And Nolani,
13.
13.
Which is
You are
good
gonna,
for me.
13. You're going to take 21 points of psychic damage.
That's fine.
And as this burst of psychic energy rips from Mia, all of you for a brief moment see these large glowing yellow eyes sort of hovering over the fallen mound that Mia has become before they just slowly fade from your vision.
We still see the crystals.
The crystals are still there, and
Do
while she is currently at 0 HP at the moment, she is still in her lichen form.
Do the crystals, 'cause, like when we, it might just because we actually flat out killed the snails. Do they dim or dull like they did on the snails?
Nope, these are
Okay.
pulsing.
So Kunkval, not wanting his friend to die, will, and not knowing if that's going to be the case or not, will drop the wild shape and immediately do spare the dying.
Well, before you do that, because we are technically not out of combat yet,
Okay.
because this is still a werewolf, it's still alive. So on your turn, you can go ahead and heal it and do what you want to do. Yuriko.
Yuriko stands down. She sees Mia Wolf drop to the floor. She's like, "Oh well, there's nothing for me to do." So she just chills over there.
All right, Mia,
Yes.
can I get a wisdom saving throw?
You know, I was kind of expecting you to say death save, and I think I would prefer a death save at this point. Yeah. It's a 9.
That's a 9. All right, you are
Wow,
going.
you would have failed your death saving
You
throw.
are going.
That's for
You
sure.
are going to take one death saving throw failure.
Okay.
No.
The four of you who just rolled damage or rolled saving throws, roll me those wisdom saves again.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh gosh. It's better.
1,000 times
Get
better.
to my turn, please.
Okay, we'll start with Kunkaval.
Oh no, for the saves.
Yeah.
23.
23, okay. You're going to take 9 points of psychic damage. Azure Claw. 2? 19 points
2.
of psychic damage. Chemic.
I too took I got 23.
All right, so you're going to take 8. Or I'm sorry, you're going to take 9.
9.
And then Nalani,
17.
17. You will take 9.
Okay.
As again, her body like convulses as a torrent of psychic energy sort of rips out of her, and you can see like small wounds being like opening up on her body as these torrents rip out from her.
Is this something I could have used Stone's Endurance against?
What does Stone's Endurance do?
When I take damage, I can use a reaction to roll a d12 and reduce it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I would like to do that then.
As long as it doesn't specify physical damage only, yes.
Just says damage. Oh, that was a 12, so I won't take any of it.
All right. Chemic.
I would like to. Can I make? Oh, I can make it. Okay, cool. I would like to make it over here, and take out my rope and have it out to kind of just show everyone and go. Can someone just hog tie her up, please? I'm gonna drag her back, and maybe tie her muzzle as well. And that's my turn.
Okay. Asherclaw.
I am not going to be much of use in that, and I'm just going to make sure she doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
Just basically hold her down while somebody who actually knows how to tie a knot does so.
All right. Kunkaval.
Yes, sticking with original plan, drop beast shape, that's bonus action, and reach down and spare the dying.
Okay. And spare the dying puts them at 0.
Stable.
Stable. Gotcha.
They do not regain HP. They are stable. Not conscious, stable.
All right. Nolani.
No more death saving throws.
Yep.
I'll collect the rope from Kimmick and hogtie.
Okay. Yuriko.
Yuriko sees people like getting hurt while they're standing next to like Mia Wolf. So she's like, I don't feel like getting hurt. And looks like they have the situation under control. So again, she's just gonna chill next to the horse where she is. Because nothing on her person hurt when whatever Mia Wolf did. So she's just gonna stay in the safe range.
Mia Wolf, can I get a wisdom saving throw?
You sure can.
Just call her Molf.
Okay, that's the best one yet. It's a 16.
16. So as Mia is hogtied, her body sort of relaxes from the convulsions. The light in the crystals are no longer pulsing as the fur begins to recede back into her body.
Let's drag her back.
We gotta do something about this.
Yeah. We'll
I'm more.
double my efforts in trying to understand the magics behind this.
We need to get rid of this lycanthropy as soon as possible. I don't know if taking her back to town's a great idea.
Well,
And I'm
it's
more
not
though-
even.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna pick her up and throw her over my shoulder to try and start walking with her.
Okay.
It's not even this.
Carry her.
I got it.
Okay.
A lizard who's small to carry Mia? What?
Yeah, just turns back into the direwolf.
Oh,
Should go
I'm
another wild
actually
shape.
thinking that Cookable is actually physically
That could be
going to
funny.
carry her
Little
non-wild shape.
do you know Kunkaval is actually jacked.
Yep.
That's by his salamander like standards.
You know, like strength 18, you know, he's just a power lifter.
Got a +1 to strength.
but looks like a toothpick.
Hey, it's that
You know, I
deception
got a
that he
+1 to
carries.
strength.
That's true.
I've got a +1 to strength too. With our powers combined, we can do this. The little people just
We've got
carrying her.
Kemek and Kurnaval doing this to Mia's body.
We've got Oompa and Loompa over here.
Her arms kind of like flailing off to the side, just like bopping along as you guys carry her. All right, so
think
as this is going on, Al, you said you wanted to go find Den Mother.
Yes.
Okay. So as everybody rushes out of town to go chasing after the wolf Mia, you find your way back to the guild hall. Den Mother is sitting close to one of the fireplaces in the great hall. Looks like she's got a glass of wine in her hand. Still in the simple white dress that she was in earlier in the night.
I'll knock on the door or whatever if it's open.
Oh no, she's in the common room, so there's no
Oh.
no
I
door.
thought she was like,
No.
all right. I'll go up to her and I'll pretty much be like, I believe I found our third party.
Wonderful. And like as like you come around to face her, you can see that it looks like she's been crying for a bit. Where was this third party?
It was Mia. She seemed to have turned into
I'm
a lichen.
I'm sorry, what?
An incident happened in her room. We went to go check and found out that she turned to a lichen and left town. The others are chasing after her.
Damn it. This wasn't in Lamplight's report. There was no mention of her being bitten or anything.
While we were
Crap.
venturing,
All right, we're gonna
she seemed to be.
we're gonna have to take the. You're saying more?
Yes, she seemed to be. While we were adventuring, she seemed to be touching a lot of things. She did happen to touch a lichen. So,
Touching a lichen would not. It's not a contact curse or disease. You have to be bitten.
oh, at that point, I don't know.
Where is she now?
Uh, outside of town. Hopefully, the others are
Well, until she
bringing her back. Maybe.
until she comes back into town, that is a whole lot of not my problem. This is your jurisdiction, Al. Do what you witch hunters do.
Well,
Just report to me in the morning on whatever you, and if you include them in on it, your group decide. At the moment, I can care less.
all right. Before I go, are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Well, if you need to talk to someone, you know where to find me.
Both you and I know I am not the talking sort. Allow me to drink it
Well-
away. I'll be fine in the morning.
All right. Well, time to do my job.
Time to do my job.
I gotta go find Mia.
Kuhn just randomly teleports to any location people are talking. Rumors have it that every time somebody has a conversation, there's a 10% chance Kuhnval will turn up.
Seems legit to me.
Here, let me roll a percentile.
Okay. So,
Oh my god, I rolled a 5.
If you were not out,
Yes.
if you were not out of town, I would allow it.
No.
But yeah, so it takes about probably a good 45 minutes, like, for this whole ordeal to play out. But what's that?
How far out of town did we make it?
You made it a decent way. It was probably a good 10-minute run, but with the managing of her body and the awkwardness and everything, and getting back now on foot instead of on a sprinting wolf, it takes some time. But
Do I know of Hunter Halls? Do they have a place to keep captured lycanthropes? Or they don't really just kill them?
you're not really sure. You know, like when you've come across them before, it's pretty much just best to behead them and be done with it. That's normally how, like, your clan has dealt with any they've come across.
In that case, the moment we make it back to town, she's not breaking stride and going straight for the healer's hall.
Okay. And Al, you see the group starting to come in from the from like the north part of, like, back in through the north gate, which you had seen them previously chasing Mia out of.
Do
On
I
our way back.
see-
Okay. What are you gonna say, Kamek?
Sorry. I was gonna say, on our way back, Kemek explains in short detail about Mia's curse, about how, oh, remember how she touched the beholder and she got an eye stalk? Well, she touched the damn thing and now she's got this too, and it's just something maybe connected to her hand and we need to figure it out. So she kind of emphasizes it's like she wasn't bitten, just always touching shit. Stop touching shit.
Stop touching shit. Stop eating shit.
It wasn't
Yeah,
bitten.
but also
she's just
expresses-
stupid.
But also expresses that it's weird that it happened without a full moon, but maybe it's just part of the curse.
So, Al, you see everybody coming in through the north gate again. Mia kind of like slumped over Nalani's shoulder, who has like a very determined look on her face. As she clears the gate, she pretty much turns and starts heading right towards the healer's hall.
I block their path.
Okay.
Is Mia still in her form, or is she still human?
Mia's
form?
Mia's in her normal form at the moment.
By order of the church, you must relinquish her to me.
Why?
I have to put her down.
You do know that she was not bitten, correct? This
Which
is only
means that-
temporary.
She was probably born with it.
Kemek like rubs their forehead, just frustrated. She's like, oh my gosh. Okay. Look. Same thing I told these people, that because of the stupid crystals that she touched, whatever else she touches, she gains a piece of them. Hence the eye stalk sticking out of her head, and now this. It is all temporary because of this stupid crystal that we are trying to figure out. So she
Can you
doesn't
test that theory?
touch anything else.
Do you really want to test that theory?
I actually can, and it's not a result I want to have. But
Oh,
I have another theory about her touching it skin-to-skin contact, hence why she's wearing gloves, but I can't test that theory fully until she touches something else.
Lady White is a healer. We should at least see if she can remove the curse from her first.
I agree.
You can't do what you
Not-
want.
I think we should definitely try the healer's hall. From what I can gather so far, anything that has died that she touches that's a creature so far is what she gains. It doesn't seem to be alive. It has to be dead first. But that's just the common denominator I have deducted. We could perhaps kill a ladybug and have her touch the ladybug. Would that suffice?
If it
You
works,
want her to sprout wings?
mean-
then yes. Otherwise, she's got to go. If it works, then she's gonna have to be in a cell until we can figure this out.
Alistair.
Never thinking outside the box.
Where
As
did
much
you
as I'd
come
like
from?
to-
Kunkavol's actually standing behind him instead of with the group. Why not stop by the healer hall just to see if they can do something first? She might be dangerous if she wakes up first.
That's what we were just discussing. As much as I would like to see her.
No, you were discussing killing random object or random creature and having her touch it.
No, that's
Why
what
not
Kimmick
go
was
to
discussing.
healers first?
No, it was a
That's-
theory. It wasn't actually being serious.
I'm Kimmick's gonna try and maneuver around everyone and start walking back towards the healer's hall.
Wait, Chemicus?
Not Kimmick, Nalania's.
I was
Sorry,
like,
I
wait,
was
what? Are
looking
you moving
was
me?
looking at
Are you
your
picking me
picture.
up and
Yes.
moving me?
Yes, I am.
You just shoved
You're
me
on
in,
timeout.
you shoved Mia into the bag of hold and just keep going.
Yep. It'll be fine.
I'll follow
Fine, but she's
Nalani.
under supervision.
I'm done with the talk.
Makes you happy.
Okay. So you kind of burst into the healer's hall, and it's not as busy as it was when you first arrived into town. There may be like one or two patients asleep in one or two of the beds. Lady White's sort of near the back, sitting at a desk going over, looks like a few sheafs of paperwork.
Going to approach her. Still, I'm not letting go of Mia yet.
Yeah.
I follow behind.
Oh no. What happened this time?
Can you remove curses?
Loaded question, but let's say that I can. Why?
I will then explain everything in a short version. Totally exasperated because Chemic is tired of telling this story again.
PowerPoint presentation.
That's
Yeah.
nice on how Nalani's gonna
Touch
put
crystal, touches dead creatures, gains a piece of them. It sucks. She won't touch shit.
it. Has lycanthropy.
Yeah. This is what she touched. Exhibit A, Exhibit B.
Lycanthropy. Was she bit?
No.
No.
Okay, I can cure that. It's risky. They're on a bed. I don't care.
Think
Can
the risk
I
is higher than
help?
her dying.
Help with what?
You remove curse.
Oh, yeah, it's less of a remove curse and me shoving a vile liquid down her throat and seeing how her body reacts to it.
If I can help, let me know.
I don't know if you can, but I'll keep that in mind. Now this is extremely important. I need information about her height, weight, her heritage, if she's human or anything beyond that. It's incredibly important that I get as much detail as possible to ensure that she herself, well, doesn't die or choke on this.
No, that's not the
Rojan.
first to answer this. Short.
Rock. Hard space. Group.
Chemic will. I don't know if I can do read object on a person.
You
Well,
could do
we
insight.
have-
That's sort of read object on a person.
Yeah, I
Can
can do
I-
insight.
I think I can do it.
I'm not good at it, but can I do it too? Because
Yeah,
That's
anybody who
helpful.
wants to do an insight check can do an insight check on her.
We have
I actually
seen
can.
her.
Okay.
I'd like to
in
point
all
out
her
the elephant
glory.
in the room.
What's that?
I'd like to point out the elephant in the room. That we have a naked Mia with all of her like celestial glory So
Oh
it's pretty
shit,
obvious
that's
she's-
right.
It's pretty
If
obvious
she
she's
was
not
naked,
a human.
Yeah, I
no,
thought
if she was
she-
naked, I would have covered her.
Yeah, and I
Like
thought she
Okay.
had all
clothes and
her
cloaks.
gear on, like it melded into her when she transformed, like it normally does on animal transformations.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Well, that's a
Yeah, yeah,
wild
yeah.
shape transformation.
Yeah, that's
Is that a
wild shape.
lycanthrope
That's
transformation?
not lycanthropy. It's a violence.
It's wild shapes, it's polymorphs, it's shape changes. They all have that feature to them.
All right. I figured this was like, Paramount, just,
That's how I normally treat it, is like Paramount. Like when you transform into like a werewolf, you're kind of like shredding your clothes off and whatnot. You're kind of hulking out. But if
Well, if
that's
that's the case, if she showed up naked, then Kemek would have done something about it.
yeah.
Would have covered her.
I kind of figured you guys kind of figured you guys would do that anyway, seeing as how out in the cold.
Yeah.
Don't want me dying of hypothermia. Okay,
We saved your life just to kill you by letting you sit in the cold naked.
so he kind of like begins to grab all sorts of like vials and beakers filled with various liquids, and she turns on a burner. So I need that information.
I need everyone out of the room before it happens. Everyone. Look it up at Nalani.
We
Not leaving.
have seen her in all her glory before.
You
all
have.
of us.
Yes, you have. But you don't have the information Kemek has.
Kemek has detailed information.
Yeah. I got the deets, man.
I'm not leaving, but you know I won't do anything with the information.
Still, I gave a promise.
is this like an open room or is
Yeah,
this like
the healer's hall for pretty much all intents and purposes is just a cleared out church. Like the room that you're in where all the beds are at, or just would be like the main room of worship, and all the pews have been removed.
so are there other occupied beds in here?
Only 2 people who are fast asleep at the moment. For the rest of it, it's just you, your group, and Lady White. Every minute that we waste is another minute she slips by.
So I
Izuko
need
looks at
everyone
Kemek,
out of the room.
looks at everyone else, and points to the door and starts walking.
Flap, 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 flap.
Yuriko's gonna wait to see what Al does.
I ain't
Did
moving.
not sound like question.
Alistair, that goes for you too, dear.
Or look down at Kemek, give her a little nod. And then I will, if I have to, I will forcefully drag Alistair out of the room.
Dear, do not make me pull rank. I
If
respect you
want
too
to
much.
just stand outside the door, that is fine. I just need
Keep
you
an
to
eye on that
leave
one.
The room.
I keep an eye on everybody who comes into my hall, Alistair. Do not worry. He's not going anywhere.
All right.
And I will do just as Kemek said. She's just outside the door.
So
And then once it's just the 2 of us, minus the 2 people sleeping, Kemek will just confirm that no one else is around.
okay, roll me an investigation roll. Or give me a perception check, I should say. Give me a perception check.
Perception check? Oh, that's not
Perception
bad. 14, 15, 16, 17. 17?
17? Kemek doesn't see anyone else.
What
Okay.
do I need? What do I need to listen at the door?
Get past Nalani.
Is Nalani just like posted up on the door? Okay.
I'm presuming it's a double door. You can't block the whole door.
She's got one part of the door.
She's
I
a
got
Goliath.
I'm a Goliath. I can block the whole door. She would see you going up to listen.
So it's pretty much Al and Nalani just blocking the door.
Yeah.
the other. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Bodyguarding it.
We're not seeing eye to eye currently because she's taller, but
Now
we're
I
just
I
We're
don't
on the same
see
wavelength.
I don't see the need for this secrecy, but information.
Well, I can tell you this much at least. Is that she is of celestial descent, the ASMR, I believe they are called. A special form.
Oh. Nobody else knows this, correct?
Just me so far.
Keep it that way.
But I've grown weirdly uh, fond of this one. Not something I usually do. But
I
I am also curious.
Well, that changes things. ASMRs. Oh. Oh, this little one is in luck. She like kind of just pushes all of the beakers away. She goes over to another desk and she reaches underneath it and you hear like an audible click as she removes something. And it's this pure white stone in the shape of a heart. And just like throws it up in her hand. She's like, this will do. She walks over to Mia and she just places it on her head and softly begins to whisper. Mia,
Yes.
if you can, roll me percentiles.
Why you gotta do that to me, man?
You just got voluntold.
Oh, that's amazing. Holy shit. That's a 97.
Nice.
Oh,
Dang!
So as soon as this stone touches Mia's forehead, there's a blinding light that emanates from it. Almost to the point to where it even hurts your eyes looking at it, Kemek.
Ow.
But you begin to hear almost what sounds like what you could only assume is bone resetting. And after a brief moment of this blinding light, she pulls the stone back, and it's now this black, writhing mass in her hands. She walks over and she just plops it down into a jar and seals it shut. And now you can see that Mia, the wounds on her body have like slowly closed. The eye stalk stump is now no longer in the back of her head. And the crystals on her arms are pretty much all but sunken in. Save for a few choice areas where they're just barely jutting out of the skin. Oh, that worked better than I thought.
So it was successful.
Yes. That, she points over to the now moving mass inside of the jar, is the curse and other things. But I was...
Things as in the other curse, and kind of points to the back of the head, the wiggly eye
yes,
stalk.
the eye stalk is no longer there, and those crystals on her hand have all but subsided. I'm not sure what to make of that or even know what this means now. But she should at least
We
be
are learning.
a bit better.
Can the crystals be removed?
At this point in time, I would have to now open her hand up and try to forcefully remove them. That could work, but it'd also be very painful. Or have...
Could help in Colin Kunkaval.
Or it could have adverse
I can
effects.
assist.
The
What
other
are her
option...
chances?
Her chances now are fine. She's stable.
I meant to try to remove the crystals. What are the chances of her coming out not having some sort of negative effect?
That is beyond my expertise. I have never dealt with these crystals before. This is something completely new. Were it up to me, I would say remove the hand. Be done with it that way. but that is an option that is a call that Mia herself would have to make. But the deer for now should be fine. Just needs a bit of rest. Give it a day or so and she should be okay.
I appreciate it. If only removing her hand was that easy for what is happening, but I suppose talking to someone who perhaps is an expert in the crystals would be a smart play in the meantime before we deal with this. But I appreciate the help.
You can let your friends know, especially Alistair, that she is no longer a threat. The lycanthropy has been removed from her body.
If you don't mind, can you assist me in informing him of this? Because I don't think he'll believe me.
Very well, let's go see them together.
Chemical nod and follow to the door.
You can come in now. It's all good. She's cured for the time being.
Take her
And
back to the
you
hotel.
see Lady White standing next to Chemic, and she's got that jar in her hand and that like writhing black mass kind of just like slapping against the sides of the jar. As you can see, I have removed the curse from her body. She is no longer of danger of becoming a werewolf or whatever else of a monstrosity she was turning into. She needs some sleep. She needs some sleep. When she wakes up, she is going to be very hungry. Make sure to get her plenty of food and plenty of water before she does anything strenuous.
Does that mean we can take her back to the hotel? She might be a bit alarmed to wake up here.
I would like to keep her here overnight, at least for observation, just in case.
Krunkoval
Very well.
pushes past her, just flap, 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 and he grabs a chair and he drags it next to Mia's bed, and he plops down.
I do have a quick question. It's because I'm not 100% sure, but removing that curse, does that mean if she were to touch something else, that the curse come back, or has that been relieved from her for now?
That I do not know. That had nothing to do with the lycanthropy or anything of the sort. That those two, the eye stalk and her turning to werewolf, seem to be a product of that. Hopefully with the crystals less now in her arm, she won't really have much trouble handling dead things if she needs to.
We will still proceed with caution. I appreciate the help. But I will leave her in your capable hands. If there is nothing here for her, I will swing by and bring her clothes.
You are all free to go. As I said, I just want to keep her overnight for observation. And in the morning, once she wakes up and I do a quick examination of her, she'll be free to go.
I will bring her clothes then, and her hat. I know she'll miss it terribly.
Probably wants her thermos too.
Ah, that's a great idea. We will be back shortly.
Free sustainable food.
Good luck getting her room outside of the window.
Well, I can scale the outside of the building.
Very well.
I was like, if not that, I just get some clothes and she can reimburse me later. I'll just throw Kimmick up into the window. You just grab a hold and climb in. Perfectly safe. There's no
Yeah,
glass.
that's what I
don't
was
worry
thinking.
about
I'm
it.
like, that sounds like toss a goblin.
I mean,
You still got my rope. Let's do this.
if you want a fastball special chemic through the window, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Wait, hold on. Hold
Do
on.
you want me fastball through the window? Because I will fastball you through the window.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna go ahead before you do that. I'm gonna go ahead and use my temporal points to give you advantage on anything dex related.
So I gotta make the dex check?
Dex check, yes.
You got advantage on dex checks.
Okay.
Pretty decent
I want to
text.
make sure that I don't die.
Well, I'm glad you did advantage because that first one was really bad. So the first one was a natural 1, but the second one was a 19 dex check. I think it's
Okay.
a +2, which is 22.
So
21.
you sort of scoop up Kemek in one of your hands. You kind of like put her up next to your face, like you're about to throw a shot put, and you just
I'm
launch
so
her.
uncomfortable.
You just launch them up through
You're
the
graceless.
window, and they just fly, and not touching any of the shards of glass or anything. It's just a perfect, like, nothing but net shot.
I want
Kemek?
front flips and be like,
Kemek?
land.
3-point landing. 3-point
Yes!
landing.
I need an acrobatics check for your 3-point
Please.
landing.
Yep, and I'm
You
running
are
out of
landing.
temporal points.
Yuriko
I ran out of
sighs with
temporal
dis-
points. This is all I do.
Sorry.
Nope, it's all good.
Yuriko
It's all
sighs-
good.
She sighs in disappointment as Kemek doesn't go splat against the wall.
Thanks.
Audibly?
That natural
Yeah.
1 she would have been thrown right into the wall or somebody else's window.
Right?
You just see my body slowly just like slide down as there's a blood trail. It's just
Thwap.
this is just oh, that's cocked. This is athletics, you said?
Acrobatics.
For acrobatics. Oh, thank God I've got acrobatics. Okay. That is a 14.
Yep, you're able to 3-point landing in there safely, avoiding any of like the shards of glass that are on the inside.
Kemek quickly thinks to themselves, scary as fuck. I can't believe she let me do that. All right, let her do that. Ugh. And then I will go ahead and just to check, see if I can open her door from the inside. Nope. Okay.
Nope,
She's
It's-
gonna mumble under her breath.
it's still locked.
No, it's like an 8-hour thing or till dispelled,
Nope,
I think.
yeah, it's just until dispelled.
Yeah.
Too bad you don't have that to spell yet.
Nope, no, I don't. So I'm just gonna grumble in my breath like, God damn it. And go ahead and grab her backpack, shove her clothes and her hat inside, make sure her thermos is in there. And then because I got my rope back, I'm gonna look out the window real quick and go, I am terrified for you to
Okay,
try to catch
so
me. I'm just
before
gonna
Wait a
you
find
second.
out."
before you do this, as you turn around, there's a brief moment where you see somebody tucked in the corner. This large 7.5 foot tall shadowy figure with these bright yellow eyes once again staring at you for just the slightest moment, just like you can barely catch them, and then they're gone.
Did the shape look familiar?
The shape itself didn't, but those eyes are like the same eyes that you saw when Mina was like convulsing and letting out those pulses of psionic energy.
Wonder if it's that fucking dragon.
While Nalani was in the room and after Yuriko sighed, can Nalani just slug Yuriko? She's just gonna turn around, full fist, punch the face.
Why?
Because she wanted Nalani to splat against the wall.
You don't know that. I didn't see an insight check.
I don't really
Sighed
like
in disappointment.
I don't really like player PvP.
Okay.
What?
No, not a but. I just don't like player
Damn it.
PvP.
No, it's
because-
fine. And that's fine.
What do you mean? You're making us do a battle royale?
Yeah,
Ah,
but that's
yeah.
sanctioned. That's sanctioned
That's
violence.
consensual. That's
That's different.
consensual.
I have
Also-
no consent to this.
Also, it's for charity, so
Okay, I consent to that.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'll look out and go. How long is the drop from where I am?
about
Two story,
about a 15-foot drop.
Oh,
It's 15-foot drop.
Yeah, I'll drop and
these
tuck and
are-
roll.
Oh,
These buildings are under code.
It'll just
these buildings
if
were
Nalani
built by
chooses
the
not to
people of
catch
town.
me-
You think they had contractors?
Yeah, right. If Nalani doesn't catch me, I think I'll be okay with it, but I'll jump out as far as I can
Uh,
and just
I mean,
get ready to
all
tuck
right.
and roll.
Give me an athletics check.
Okay. Oh, athletics? Okay.
Yeah, as you're
Still not
jumping
bad,
out
but
of the window.
okay, 15.
15? Okay. So you jump out
I got some strength.
a decent way. Nalani, if you want to try to catch Kemek, you most
Yep.
certainly can try.
Would like to. What would that would be?
That will be another dexterity check.
Natural 20 for 22.
Cradle me like a baby, mama.
Kemek just lands snugly in your arms. It's almost as if you two have done this before.
Yeah,
Not
we
as often
totally
as you would
toss
think.
goblin through windows all the time.
Ever heard of dwarf tossing?
What?
But you haven't tried goblin tossing.
These two regularly do get help.
Kemek will be like momentarily like terrified, and you can only tell that from like the wider eyes. And it looks up at Nalani and go, appreciate it.
Mia's going to appreciate you getting her stuff.
Yes, and if she's gonna be very hungry, this new thermos will be wonderful considering it's everlasting until you top it off.
She can also
Let's
have
go
whatever she
back.
wants.
Exactly.
And I haven't set Kimmick down, I just started walking. I'm used to carrying them around, so it's not like it's
Considering how Kemek doesn't like the snow, despite the continent they're on, Kemek is actually okay with this. It's like, ugh, I don't want to walk on snow.
I don't want to
know,
walk,
dumb.
period.
Zoro,
Snow is dumb.
now we need a picture of Kemek wearing Mia's hat.
Yes. I'll tell you right
It's
now.
just like
Kemek
halfway.
is now just buries them. Kemek is now the new Vera because Kemek does not like wearing shoes.
I could just see the hat. It's only being held on Kemek's head by their ears.
Oh my god, yes. But it's down halfway down it's like covering the eyes and part of the nose.
You only see the teeth.
Oh my god,
Oh
the
God.
grin.
not creepy at all.
More fuel.
Can I use this as a fear tactic?
Kemek goes from your everyday basic goblin to a Dark Souls character.
Perfect.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, and they're totally fine. They don't care.
Okay. So is everybody shacking up for the night in the or for the remainder of the night in the healer's hall?
No, Yoko's going back to her room.
Okay.
No, I gotta make a report back to Dead Mother. Be like, crisis averted.
I will tell you right now, if you try to go talk to Den Mother, there's no talking to her right now.
I sent a letter.
She crying. Sorry.
Bitch will be fine.
Fine, possibly drunk.
Drink
you know,
that
fine.
I
right
mean-
away. And
I mean, she did say
Okay.
report to her in the morning. So
Well, Azure Claw is going to be sitting on guard at the healer's hall.
Getting ready to stab Mia just in case.
Politely.
Yeah, I just
Oh.
politely moved the eye stalk.
Just
It's fine.
over her body.
Sure,
like,
yo,
forward,
sorry
right
about
at her
this.
throat. But like, do it.
Give me a reason. Okay. So
Kun is sitting up next to Mia the whole night, and he's done what he can to cover her, and it probably looks really weird, but she's got
Holy crap!
Dork
She's
Tales,
got-
thank you for that raid.
Oh
Woo! Dork tails. Woo! Sorry.
wow! But she's got a sheet that's pulled up overhead to her forehead, and then a sheet pulled up to her neck, and he's like pushed the wings as much under her back as he can.
I was
Sh-
gonna say Kemek would
showing-
attempt to tie it, considering how they've witnessed
So
her do
she's-
it a couple times.
She's like this.
Yeah, it's probably not a very well done job, but Kemek tries to do the whole like tie down the wings and definitely helps put the
Are,
hat on.
wait,
And it's like,
are the two
it's covering stuff.
are the two of you trying to dress her? Is that what you're
No,
doing, or are you just like tucking her in?
Oh, I
like-
am.
You're trying to dress her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to.
Give
I made a
me-
promise.
All right. For that, go ahead and do.
Animal handling.
Would it help her if Nalani
You're
helped
handling
hold her up?
her. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're
Um,
not wrong, but
I'm trying to think of
What do I need to do? Do you have-
what we could do for this.
Just go with it.
four.
I would roll a
Or just
disguise
dex?
check.
There you
with,
go. Yeah. Roll a disguise check. So
There is no disguise.
deception. Like
Yeah.
you could use
Deception.
deception.
Just roll a
No,
d20.
fuck
Can
me.
Alani help her by move?
You could if you
Kimmy is small. She can't really maneuver the body
if
very
you
well.
help
thank
her,
God.
if
Thank
you
God.
help
Thank
her,
you.
she can roll with advantage.
Oh, thank God. Because I was like, I'm pulling out Big Boy because it's gonna be bad.
I don't know why y'all are doing this. Kuhn did a obviously perfect job of everything.
Kimmick started dressing her, and Nalani's like, "This is awkward."
Well, thank you for that advantage. It could have gone bad. So I got a 18 for a 16.
For 16.
Otherwise, I got a
looks-
2 for a -1.
It looks okay. You definitely didn't put like pants on the top, so it's a little disheveled, but
The buttons go in the front, I learned.
Or the back sometimes. Depends on what you're wearing.
That's true.
But
Oh.
the priority is making sure that the wings are kind of bound, and then maybe just put like just the dress
Like,
over, and then make sure the
everything-
hat's on snug.
everything looks in place.
Yeah,
It's
not
just a
that I
little
wanna,
disheveled.
Not that I want to make this any worse, but she does wear a pretty complicated arrangement of harnesses for both her
Oh, no, you're-
wings and also her spell book hidden underneath her clothes.
No, it's so this is what Mia is kind of looking right now, what she looks like. So Kamek pretty much just got some like rope or if there was a corset or something to kind of help tie it,
Starts MacGyvering it.
and then put the tunic on over it and was like and shoved the book in your bag, and then with the hat took some string out because I have that for many components, and I actually poke some holes on the side of the hat and make a string so the hat does not fall off.
It's like you're trying
And then I
to
tie it.
it's like you're trying to dress a snowman.
Yep.
I like
Goblin.
man.
Not
Goblin
worse.
vibe.
Not worse. It's like Kimmick is trying to dress a little kid who doesn't like their Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Kevin
Okay.
doesn't want her rolling around and her hat falls off. So
Next,
she
you're gonna
pokes
put
a
little
couple holes.
strings on her gloves.
I mean, I'm awfully tempted.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so make sure to poke little holes and string in the hat to keep the hat on, and then kind of a seriously half-ass job, but they weren't gonna fully clothe her anyway because I'm like, that's too much work. The important bits are covered. That's all that matters. Kungavol can do whatever else. I have done my job.
Kunkavol thought he did a perfect job before. He doesn't know what the fuss you're making is about. All you could see was the bottom 2/3 of her face. It was perfect. Perfect disguise.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, great.
Nalani is disappointed to learn throughout all this that the wings were not indeed a magical effect.
Wait, they're real? Oh god.
Kuhn will use very, very calmly, like under the table, do good berries, produce 20 of them. And he's just gonna hold them to have in the morning.
Okay. What do your good berries look like?
Bugs.
Weren't they bugs?
Yeah, they are.
Like little pill buds.
Yeah, little pill bugs, little roly polies.
They're,
Little mealworms.
they're little beetles that get very excited when you start moving them towards your mouth. They look so happy to be eaten.
Oh God.
Creepy.
Oh my god, is that like the Trolleys commercials where they're like, "Ee."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's disturbing.
Yep.
The commercial's disturbing. Of course it is.
I approve this
Never,
message.
never gonna eat any of those good berries ever.
You may not realize it, but one day
Don't
you
care.
will.
Nope.
One day when you're really desperate.
I mean, you
I,
guess what food
however,
is food.
have no complaints.
Kunkaval, while you all are sleeping, is putting little beetles in your mouth.
Oh, that's disturbing. Okay.
That's
Welcome
how
to
it works.
Goodberry, home of the Goodberry. Can I take your order?
All right. So
It's
The
not
chemical
Goodberry,
not,
it's
will not
Beetleberry.
stay there.
after
Chemic's
all,
back in their room.
okay.
So Nolai will go back to her room as well.
After all these shenanigans play out,
Yes.
Mia, you have probably the first peaceful sleep that you've had since you've touched those coalesced mana crystals. No thoughts, no intrusive memories, no nightmares. Just a peaceful, dreamless sleep. Kunkaval, Kemek, Azure Claw, and Nalani.
What?
Can I get wisdom saving throws from you?
Oh,
Like,
fudge. This is not gonna be good.
my dice roll fine outside of wisdom saves.
18.
How's that? Uh,
Uh,
24,
18, 8, what?
24.
24,
17.
17. Azure Claw,
Thank you, giant dice.
you are the
Yes.
only one affected by this tonight.
Tonight.
Your entire sleep, you have this nightmare where you are sitting on your knees in this pitch black stone room. These large, giant yellow eyes peering down at you. And the words, "Free me. Free me for salvation." Just continue to run through your head the entire night. And as the sun comes up on the next day, that is where we're going to stop for the week.
no, I wanted my thing to happen. Oh well.
Thing?
Huh? What?
What?
Thing to happen? What?
What thing?
Oh, I sent it to Trojan.
Oh.
Oh, no, that could happen next time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Just make sure you remind him.
I hope so.
Yeah, no.
Like I should have done with the goddamn tokens.
Yeah, remind me a lot because chances are I'm not going to remember.
That's right.
Just make
Never
her,
remember.
just temporarily make her a GM so she can do it because we all know you're gonna forget.
Oh, yeah, totally. But
You never remember our anniversary.
that's part of my charm, you know. I may make you wait, 3 to 6 months before getting you a token for your Steel Defender.
What are you talking about? That never happened.
Yeah,
Or a month and a half for my spell books.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't play much that month and a half, so
That's true. That's true.
we were fine with that. Oh, but that is going to do it for us tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your
Hooray.
first time here, this is not the only show that we do. On Monday nights, currently, we have a Mass Effect D&D 5.0 modded game of Mass Effect Horizons, which Zorro runs for us. Here on Tuesday nights, we have Campaign 3 of Destiny Forged, which is taking a bit more of a horror-based, like macabre feel the D&D setting. On alternating Saturdays, we have upcoming this Saturday Wayward Wanderers, which is our Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign, which Azarin runs. On the other Saturday, I run a campaign, Withered Wastes, which is a 5th edition post-apocalyptic style campaign where, well, magic is bad. And every first Saturday of the month is our lore show of Behold Lore, which we gather around and talk about the various campaigns and characters and aspects of our living, breathing campaign world. And coming up this Friday is another episode of Kiara's Chimera Collective, which I believe will be starting at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Correct.
But for now, we are going to head on out.
Isn't Sunday the postponed Behold Lore for the month?
Yes, it
It's
is.
just Saturday now.
This Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we will have
Yeah, we all
March's.
got sick.
Yeah, we will have March's episode of Behold Lore this coming Saturday with our special guest, Kiara, who is going to be talking about the Chimera Collective, all the characters that she plays on this channel in Mass Effect and in our one-shots and in Withered Wastes. But for now, we're going to head on out, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you later.
Waving.
Again.